Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Was Betrayed and Became Vampire Werewolf Hybrid Michael Corvin movie. Before we start, please go support CarlosManuelMamaniQu for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. It's been 6 months since the fall of the Khaos Brigade. Everything was peaceful, but for Issei everything was different. He saw how the people who claimed to love him were sleeping with another man, and who was none other than Vali Lucifer, his rival, or how he considered him his brother. Chapter 1: Betrayal and New Life. 6 months had passed since the Khaos Brigade fell. In those 6 months everything was happiness and peace, but not for once, since he had lost his best friend. His partner Issei was devastated because he sacrificed himself to seal the trihexa. Issei, damn, my friend, if only I had been stronger. Issei was sadly walking back to his house deep in thought. Upon entering his house he sees that there was no one in the living room, so he goes to the kitchen and drinks a soda. In that room above, moans were heard. Issei, surprised by the sounds, goes up the stairs and saw something that ended up destroying his couples: Rias, Akeno, Asia, Kaneko, Sarah Fall, Irina, Zenobia and Ravel, who claimed to love him, having relations with his rival and brother Vali Lucifer. Rias: yes Vali, give me more. Akeno: Mo Rias, don't keep it to yourself. Kaneko: we'll finally have kittens. They all had lascivious faces. Issei, seeing them, only shed tears, and his face reflected sadness, fury and disappointment. Issei: because I did wrong. Issei just left with a dead look. Issei arrived at the park where Rainier had killed him. Issei: in the end you were right, they just used me, I was just a game for them. In that, 3 magic circles appear from where the faction leaders came out. The leaders see Issei sitting on a bench crying. Sirs, Issei, what happened? Issei just tells them what he saw. The leaders were upset with the girls for having deceived Issei like that. Sirs, Issei, I'm sorry for what my sister did to you, and her entourage said it angrily. Michael: I'm sorry, Irina will receive her punishment. Azazel: now what will you do? Issei: you will get revenge. Issei, who was just listening, said. Issei: I want to leave everything behind, the girls, the supernatural. I want to get away from it all, and I want to finish my studies. The leaders were surprised but understood the reason. Sirs, it's okay, Issei, it's okay with me. Michael: me too. Azazel: me too. Issei: please, I don't want you to tell them where I am. Please, I will also change my first and last name. Azazel: and what last name will you use? Issei: I'll use my grandfather's surname, Corvin. Michael: that last name sounds familiar, but I don't know where it came from. Azazel: good, and the name? Issei: he gave me the name I always wanted, now I'll be called Michael Corvin. Sirs, and where will you go? Issei: I will go to England with the money from the program. It will be enough for me to live and finish my studies and have a career. Michael: what are you going to study, Issei? Issei: medicine is the career I wanted since I was a child. Issei: well, I guess I won't pick up anything from home, I'll just pick up the money and leave. Sirs, but Issei, Rias could find you by the evil pieces. Issei: don't worry, Sirs, these one day left my body without pain or anything, I left them in my closet. Everyone was surprised because if the evil pieces are removed the bearer dies. Sirs, well, Issei, I have nothing left to do but wish you a good trip. Michael: how long will you be gone, Issei? Issei: I don't know, but when they need me I'll come back. Azazel: see you later, Issei. Issei alone went in a magic circle to the airport, where he bought a ticket to England. At the Gremery mansion, the girls had already finished having relations with Vala. Rias: Vala is amazing. Akeno: Vala-kun is the best. Kaneko: I want to have more with Vala. Zenobia: I will have strong children with the strongest. Vali: when they finish with Issei. Rias: don't worry about that low-class devil, since he stopped being the security, he's not much. Akeno: and besides, you're better than him. Sarah Fall: if he's just a pervert. Ravel, I would never marry someone like him. At that point, Asia falls backwards into the closet where it opens and a box falls out. Rias, Asia, are you okay? Asia, yes. Rias. Bucho just slips on that and looks at the box and grabs it. Asia, what is this? Rias, what is that, Asia? Asia, I didn't know, it was in Issei's closet. Rias, let's see. Rias grabs the box and opens it to find 8 pieces. Rias starts to cry since she knew that Issei was no longer her pawn. Asia, Rias Bucho because she cries. That's what everyone looks at. Akeno, what happened, Rias? Rias just shows them Issei's pieces. Vala had already left in a magic circle. Rias, since when has this been here? Akeno, I don't know, but it seems like she has time. Rias, Issei is no longer my pawn, he is no longer mine. Akeno, don't worry, when he comes back we'll ask him for an explanation. Zenobia, calm down, Bucho. They waited all night but Issei never arrived. The next day they also waited for him, but he still didn't show up. They looked for him at the academy and said they hadn't seen him in days. At night at Issei's house. Rias, where have you gone? We haven't seen him for days. Akeno, where would Issei be? Asia, and if we ask the Vali Lucifer? Rias, if he suddenly knows something we will go tomorrow. The next day, she and Rias' entourage had gone to the underworld to talk to Serzex. Grafia, what does Rias Gremory need? Rias was surprised by Grafia's coldness towards her. Rias, I came to talk to my brother. Grafia, let me let you know. Grafia went to tell Serzex. After 1 minute she comes back letting Rias in. Serzex, what do you want, Rias? Rias, brother, have you seen Issei? After that Grafia and Serzex make an annoying face. Serzex, so after what you did you still look for him? Rias, what are you talking about, brother? He's my cute pawn and our fiancé. That's where Serafal and Irina come in. Serzex, well, finally they are all here, so I won't have to explain them one by one. Serafal, what are you talking about, Serzex? Serzex, let's see, to make it clear, Issei saw how you had relations with Vala. Everyone has a surprised look on their face. Rias, brother, I can explain it to you. Serzex, what are you going to explain to me? You did it out of experience. We saw Issei's memories. We saw how he suffered for 6 months since the death of his friend Drake, but it seems that you only wanted to have fun with Vala. Serafal, Serzex is very perverted. Serzex, tell me, when was the last time you saw Issei being perverted with you or at the academy? They thought about giving him an answer that he was perverted, but they got nothing. Grafia, who was silent, speaks. Grafia, you know he loved you since he died with Loki and came back to life and changed his perverted attitude, but since you never loved him you never realized he said it angrily. Serzex, I have supported you in everything, but it seems that it wasn't enough for you. The girls started shedding tears and Rias said, Rias, brother, please tell me where you are. I must apologize and fix things. Serzex, I'm sorry, Rias, but he already left the country. He didn't tell us until when, but he wants to be alone for the moment. Rias, no Issei, I said it shouting. Serafal, Serzex, where is Issei? Serzex, because now you do care about Mao Leviathan. Serafal, yes, because I love him. Serzex, you love him like that when you had relations with Vala? Serafal just stayed silent, shedding tears. Serzex, it's better for you to leave and forget about Issei since he doesn't love you anymore. The girls went crying to Issei's house. Serzex, I hope they don't look for him anymore. Grafia, he's already suffered enough. With Issei he was in England, where he had already settled in an apartment in the center closer to his university. The apartment had a good room, a living room and a bookcase, a closet and a bathroom and a room where he had his computer and games. With the money he had from the Paid Dragon program he could live well. A vehicle had also been purchased. Issei was going to university since he had finished his studies at the academy due to having great intelligence. Issei, They told me that the university was around here, he said while driving. Then he turns the corner and finds the university. Issei gets out of his vehicle and searches for the university director until he reaches his office. Issei, good afternoon, the director is here. Secretary, yes, please come here. The secretary took Issei to the director. Director, good afternoon, young man, come in. Issei, good afternoon, director. I would like to study at this university. Director, very well, but first you have to take an exam. Issei, no problem. Issei took the exam and the principal admitted him to the university. Director, perfect young Issei luck. Issei shakes his hand and retreats to his apartment. At night. Issei, this is the beginning of my new life. Thus he passed the 6 years of Issei's career where he had ended up being the best and the university being the first of it. Over the years he had several friends but only one with whom he founded a clinic in England. Adam, Michael. Michael, tell me Adam. Adam, don't forget we have surgery at midnight. Michael, don't worry, I won't forget, and what could happen? Chapter 2 Meeting. Issei decided to leave his car at the clinic because he was going to return at midnight, so he decided to go by subway. 3 men were entering the subway, and in the distance, on top of a tower, a girl was watching them. He was watching them until he saw them enter the subway following a man. Michael was entering the subway without realizing that he was being followed, so the girl jumped off the tower. The girl started following the guys who were following Michael. Michael, there's the train. Michael was about to get on the train, but the guy grabbed him. Michael, what do you want? Unknown, my name is Rias and you have to come with me. Michael, and if I don't want to? Rias, it must be the bad way then. The 3 guys were preparing to hit Michael. He was just calm waiting for them to hit him so he could respond. But the blow never came as Rias realized he had been followed. Rias, attack. At that, Rias took out 2 submachine guns and started shooting left and right. That video is a reference. Michael escaped from the subway towards his clinic. Michael, wow, that was close. The good thing is that I didn't use my power or the humans would have seen me. Michael, I have to go, but they were looking for me and they have a scent I've never detected before. With this girl he had gone to a mansion. She had entered the mansion where there were several people. Unknown voice, wow, you're finally back, Celine. Celine, Craven, the werewolves were on the subway following a human. Craven, that's none of our business, just kill them and that's it. Celine, they must be up to something, and one of them talked about informing Lucian. Craven, that's impossible, I killed him. Celine, are you sure you killed him? Craven was getting nervous. Craven, of course I do. Craven, well, since you're here we have to prepare everything for Marcus' resurrection. Celine, Craven, I think you're not listening to me. The werewolves attacked in a subway and if the humans discovered us. Craven, we'll see that later, now stay and don't leave the mansion. With Michael. He had already arrived at the clinic where he had met his friend. Michael, Adam. Adam, Michael, what are you doing here so early? You were supposed to come at midnight. Michael, yes, I just had some problems on the subway, so don't worry. That's when the light goes out. Adam, what happened to the light? Michael, I don't know, but I'll go check the fuses. Michael leaves the room to check the fuses. When he arrives, he sees that the light box was destroyed and that there was a scratch on the wall. Michael, what's going on? Then a creature runs along the walls. Michael, what is that? Michael is surprised to see the creature, and without realizing that it was going to attack him, he gets distracted, and when it is about to scratch him, he dodges it. Michael, damn, that was close, I don't have to trust what that thing is. Then the moonlight appears and a werewolf is seen. Michael, but what is that? At that the werewolf lunged at him again, but he dodged it, and hit him in the stomach, which made him step back and the werewolf left. Michael, what was that damn thing? After that Michael was going to the elevator to go to Adam, but a man appears in the elevator. Unknown, hello, how are you? Michael, how are you? Good evening. Unknown, my name is Lucian, it's a pleasure, he said, extending his hands. Michael shakes his hand too. Michael, nice to meet you. Lucian, what's your last name? Michael, Corvin responded. Lucian, hearing this, bites Michael on the neck. Michael, AR guy screamed in pain. But then the girl from the subway appears and starts shooting at Lucian. The girl starts shooting at the ground where Lucian was and makes him fall to the floor below. Michael, who the hell are you? Celine, follow me if you want to live. Michael just watched her and followed her out of the building. Michael, now if you want to explain to me what those things are. Celine, I am werewolves. Michael, mind, I've never heard of werewolves. Michael, and why are they coming for me? Celine, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Then Celine sees his neck and points her gun at him. Michael, hey, what's wrong? Celine, they bit you, in a couple of hours you will be one of them. Michael, but there's no cure or anything. Celine, there is no cure. Michael, damn that bastard Lucian. Celine, wait, Lucia said. Michael, yes, Lucian, the bastard who bit me. Celine, as it was. Michael, what? Celine, what was it like? Michael, I don't know, he was kind of brown-haired, long hair with a necklace around his neck. Celine, it's not possible. Michael, I just described it to you. Celine, it's not possible because Lucian was killed 60 years ago. Michael, what's going on here and where are we going? Celine, first we're going to heal your wounds and then tie you up to prevent the transformation. Celine and Michael arrived at a building where she took Michael to the roof where she took out a couple of syringes and some bags of blood. Celine began to heal Michael and sewed his neck. Celine, that would be all. Michael, my name is Michael Corvin. Celine, mine is Celine. Michael, and how do I avoid transforming? Celine, you can't, once you get bitten there's no going back, you'll transform into a full moon. Michael, that's tomorrow. Celine, I better go. Michael, wait and grab your hand. Celine turns around and looks him in the eyes. At that point you hear the door on the first floor open loudly. Celine, damn, they found us. I'll take them. You stay here until tomorrow. Michael, wait, let me help you. Celine, I work alone. Michael, I won't let you go alone. At that point Celine approaches Michael. He was going to kiss him, but she grabbed him by the hand and tied him to a chair with handcuffs. Celine, there are bags of blood on the table. I'll be back tomorrow night. Then Celine leaves. Michael, damn, after 6 years in trouble again. Chapter 3 Victor. After leaving the building, Celine meets Craven's men who take her to the mansion. Craven, I told you to stay because you never obey. Celine, Lucian is alive, not only did I see him but others did too. Craven, that's impossible, I killed him myself. Celine, we must kill him. Craven, listen to me carefully, Lucian is dead and we must prepare for Marcus' resurrection. Lock her in her room. Craven's men take her to her room and lock her up. Man ready, sir. Craven, I don't want him to go out and send Alpha Team to pick up Amelia. Man 2, yes sir. The Alpha Team had left the mansion heading to the train station to pick up Amelia. Train station. A train was carrying 40 vampires inside, including Amelia. Man, my lady, we have already arrived in London. Amelia, well, in a few minutes Craven's men will arrive to pick us up. But then a noise is heard outside. Amelia, what was that? At the windows, one by one they begin to take the guests and kill them until they enter. Inside the train, gunshots and screams could be heard. With Celine. She had entered the library to investigate, and discovered that Lucian was wearing the same necklace she had seen at the clinic. Celine, I must wake Victor up. If Lucian is still alive means that Craven betrayed us. With Craven. He had entered a black car and when he entered Lucian was there. Lucian, wow, Craven. Craven, what do you want? Lucian, why did you call me? Lucian, your friend took a human I love. Craven, what do you want with the human? Lucian, start a new era Craven where werewolves and vampires don't have to kill each other. Craven, I don't know what you're going to be exactly, but the human is in an abandoned building downtown. Lucian, thank you, Craven. Craven, I should be more careful, Celine saw you. I can't lie any longer. Lucian, don't worry, this will be over soon. With Celine, she had entered the resurrection room. Celine, my Lord Victor, I need your wisdom. He cuts his hand and throws blood on the floor. The blood began to flow towards the basement where there was a coffin. At that, the floor opens and a coffin rises up, which opens and a man comes out. Victor, what does this mean because they woke me up? Celine, my Lord Victor Craven has lied to you. Lucian is still alive. Victor, that's impossible, you saw that he brought his skin. Celine, my lord, I saw it with my own eyes. With Craven, he was entering the mansion where the Alpha team calls him. Craven, say. Man, sir, we are at Amelia's. Craven, and what happened? Man, they are all dead, sir. Craven, damn. Then a girl approaches him and tells him that Celine entered the resurrection room. Craven, what? Craven ran with his men to the chamber and found Celine. Craven, Celine, what are you doing here? Victor, he revived me, that's what happened, you were so careless. Craven, Marcus had to be resurrected in this century, not me. Craven, my lord, I regret it right now. Victor, he also told me that Lucian was still alive. Craven, that's a lie, sir, I killed him. Celine, I saw it. That's where they start arguing. Victor, silence, that's enough, Celine, come closer. Then Celine approaches and Victor bites her hand, then he sees everything she has seen. Celine, now I believe myself, my lord. Victor, I have seen your memories, but I know very well that memories can be altered. Celine, sir, if you don't believe me, let me bring someone to prove it. Victor, well, you have a night. This is what happened the next day. Michael was still tied to the chair, but it was already getting dark. At that point, Celine leaves the mansion in a car to go where she left Michael. Michael was waking up as he had fallen asleep in the chair. Michael, it's almost midnight. Michael hears sounds from the door and decides to go, but sees how 15 armed men were going up. In short, Craven had ordered him to be killed so that Celine would not have any evidence. Michael, damn. Michael looks out the window and thinks, but then a bag falls and the men start shooting. Michael instinctively runs and jumps out the window. Michael had jumped out of the window, but as if he were flying, he landed on his feet. But then the pain in his neck starts to get stronger, and he falls to the floor. A patrol car passing by gets out to help him, and they put him in the patrol car. Policeman 1, we have it, we'll take it over there. But then Michael begins to feel a stronger pain. Michael, what's happening to me? At that point the police get out and go to the back. Michael was screaming in pain as all of his bones could be heard breaking and reattaching over and over again. Policeman 2, he's not going to resist. Policeman 1, inject him with the serum now. The police then injected him with a serum that prevented him from converting. Police, we'd better take him to the doctor right away. They both continued driving. With Celine, she was arriving at the building. She was about to enter, but she sees that there was no one. Instead, she sees the broken window and 15 armed men. Then she realizes that they are vampires. Celine, who are the ones who sent them? They didn't respond and started shooting, but nothing complicated for Celine, who also started shooting and ended up killing them. Celine, damn who they were. Then he sees that 4 people were going up and sees that they were wolves, so he kills 3 and leaves 1 alive. Celine, you will come with me, unhappy man, and knock him out. Celine takes the werewolf to the mansion. When she arrives, she asks for a meeting with Victor, and they grant it to her. Craven, my lord, Celine disobeyed my orders and left the mansion. Victor, your ineptitude makes me sicker and sicker. Celine, my lord, I come with someone who will tell us the truth. Victor, trail it to me, my girl. Werewolf, wow, it's the leader Victor himself. Celine, tell him what you told me. He didn't respond, so Celine squeezed his shoulder. Werewolf, for years we have tried to combine the two castes, and for years we have failed. We thought there would be no possibility, so we looked for the descendants of a leader who came to power in the middle of the 5th century, someone who during his time he saw how all his people died from a plague, but he did not for some reason adapt to the plague and became the first real immortal Alexander Corvinus. At this he remains silent, but Celine subdues him again and continues speaking. Lycanthrope, Alexander is known to have had at least 2 children. Victor, yes, the Corvinus brothers, one was bitten by a bat and the other by a wolf. I know the legend, you have one right there. Lycanthrope, yes, but since he is a vampire, we needed a pure source, so we looked for human descendants of the Corvinus caste. We didn't find anyone until we found Michael Corvin. We analyzed his blood and the cells of both species combined perfectly. Victor, talking about that is heresy. Lycanthrope, if Michael was killed by Lucian. Victor, that's not possible, Lucian is dead. Lycanthrope, according to whom? Victor and Celine turned to see Craven, but he was no longer there. A Craven could be seen leaving in a car. Victor, I swear to you, my daughter, that Craven will pay for this. Celine was going to shoot the werewolf, but he says, Werewolf, wait, only you will know the outcome. Celine tells him to continue. Werewolf, a bite from Lucian is needed, but also Amelia's blood or yours, a half werewolf and half vampire, but stronger than both. Victor, an abomination. At that point the Alpha Squad enters the room. Victor, I want you to bring Amelia. Alpha Leader, sir, the council was not informed and he was killed and Amelia bled to death. Lycanthrope, so it finally started. Victor gets angry and kills the werewolf. Victor, I promise you, my daughter, that I will never doubt you again. With Michael, he was waking up tied up on a stretcher. Lucian, I injected you with a serum that slows down the transformation, the effect will wear off soon. Michael, where am I? Who are you? Lucian, my name is Lucian and you are here to change everything. Michael, I have to go back. Lucian, go back to where? If you go back the vampires will kill you for being one of us because you are one of us. Michael, and they want me to participate in their war. Lucian, my war. At that Michael sees Lucian's collar and begins to have visions where he sees Lucian tied to the ground being whipped until he sees a girl who begins to be killed by the sunlight. Lucian, Sonia. The girl dies and Lucian gets upset and transforms, attacks Victor and leaves. Michael, you were forced to watch Sonia die. Lucian, that was a long time ago. I was born a slave. We were the daytime guardians of the vampires. He never had an ounce of evil until I fell in love with a vampire. Victor was afraid of the mixing of species, so he killed his own daughter in front of me. So it's not my war, it's Victor's. For 600 years he dedicated himself to hunting and killing my kind. That's where Craven's men come in. Lucian, hey, calm down, we have to talk about this in private, come over here. Chapter 4: The Perfect Hybrid. Lucian had taken Craven to another room to talk. Lucian, you need to calm down. Craven, how do you expect me to calm down if Victor has been resurrected? Lucian, but before he could answer, an explosion was heard. Craven, it's Victor, I can't fight him. Lucian, that's why we need Michael. Craven, damn, what are we doing? Lucian, Victor would still be hibernating if you'd done your job. At the entrance there were shots. The Alpha team was with Celine. They were killing everyone who got in their way, but Celine separated from the group. Alpha leader, Celine. Celine went to look for Michael. With Lucian. Craven, now where do I go? Lucian, you didn't think you had to get your hands dirty to make this move. Lucian reloads a pistol and was about to leave when Craven shoots him in the back. Craven, damn it. And he leaves the room as Reyes was coming back and sees Craven lying on the floor, so he throws the bag he was carrying. Annoyed, Reyes finds a squad and transforms into a werewolf and confronts him, where he gains an advantage and kills him. With Craven he was going up the stairs to escape and sees Victor arriving and falling. Lucian was on the ground but slowly begins to get up to go to Michael. Michael was still tied up and sees a werewolf next to him, but a volley of gunshots kills him. Michael, Celine. Celine quickly sees him and begins to untie him. Celine, you must leave here. Victor will not rest until he kills all the werewolves. Michael, he'll kill you too for helping me. Celine, I know. They stare at each other and Michael kisses her. Celine, let's go. Michael was opening the door, but on the other side was Craven. Craven, seeing him, shoots him 3 times in the chest. Celine, Michael. Craven, come Celine, let's go. Celine, I'm not going with you anywhere. I'm going to enjoy watching Victor kill you. Craven, yes, I think you would enjoy it, but let me tell you something about your beloved Dark Knight. He was the one who killed your family. Celine, you lie? Craven, he always said he couldn't stand cattle, so from time to time he drank human blood and I was the one who covered and kept his secrets. Craven, well, you would have lived longer. He points his gun at his head. But Lucian grabs him by the leg. Craven turns around and laughs, then looks back at Celine, but Lucian pierces his leg with a sword. Craven kneels in pain. Celine, Michael. Lucian, bite it. Lucian, he will be half werewolf, half vampire, but stronger than both. Celine looks at Michael and bites him on the neck. Craven sees her. Craven, what are you doing? Lucian, you can kill me, but in the end it is my will that prevails. Craven gets upset and shoots him dead and then runs away. Victor was arriving with 3 men and sees Celine biting Michael. He gets angry and grabs Celine, pushes her and sees Michael and throws him. Victor, what do you think you're doing? Celine, tell me, Victor, you killed my family. Victor, I want you to forgive me, my girl. Celine, you killed your own daughter that you didn't want. Victor walks away and grabs a necklace. Victor, I loved my daughter, but what was growing inside her was an aberration that went against treatment and advice. Victor, now I have to finish this thing. Celine, wait, Victor. Victor, where have he gotten himself into? Then behind him appears a wolf with vampire tails and eyes. Victor just grows and the hybrid begins to attack them. Victor tries to dig his claws into him, but it is in vain since Michael was too fast. Michael, you killed your own daughter, you killed so many of my people, it's time for you to pay. Michael began to attack him faster. At that point Victor's 3 men got down and began to shoot him. Celine, seeing this, helps Michael and jumps and kills Victor's men. Then you see how Michael had Victor subdued, but then Victor does a magic spell. Michael receives it full force and a cloud of dust was created, which when it dissipated, a wounded Michael was seen. Michael, damn, that was it. Victor, ha ha ha, you thought I wouldn't have power, ha ha. Michael, as you know, magic. Victor, in the centuries I have lived I have learned things that I also keep secret from my race of factions. Michael, so that's why I've never heard of you. Victor, what are you talking about? Michael, I was the pillar of the facts. Victor, as you were in the war against the Khaos Brigade. Michael, yes, I was there, but I decided to come to England because of my grandfather who was from here. Celine just stayed listening since she didn't know about the facts, only the High Command knew. Michael, it's time to end this. I didn't want to use it, but I have no choice. At that, a dark energy began to come out of Michael. And from his body came a sword. Michael, it's time to end this, Victor. Michael used his sword while Victor cast spells at him from afar, but due to Michael's carelessness, one of the unconscious men shot him in the hand, causing him to fly away. Michael, damn. Victor takes advantage of this and grabs him by the neck and subdues him. Celine, Michael. Celine quickly kills the surviving soldier and sees Michael's sword, so she grabs it at full speed and runs towards Victor. She jumps and appears on the other side. Victor was preparing to attack her, but Celine showed him the sword and it was bloody. Then half of Victor's face splits in half, saving Michael. At that, several werewolves began to peek out of the sewer pipes and Michael growls at them. Just the growl. At that point the werewolves retreat one by one. Celine sees Michael, who was detransforming. Michael, that transformation is a bit weird but useful. Celine, we must leave, more vampires will come soon. Michael just looks at Celine and kisses her again. Celine, we must go not far from here, there is a mine where there are weapons and we can be calm. Michael, well, let's go. Chapter 5 Revelations. Celine and Michael had already left Lucian's lair heading to a mine in the mountains. Celine. Michael, how the war started. Michael, it was Victor who started the war, the murderer of his daughter for having a relationship with Lucian, a werewolf, and she was pregnant. Lucian became so angry that he released his chains and transformed, attacked Victor, and escaped. Michael, Celine, how many years have you been hiding from the world? Celine, we have been hidden from the human world for 1,500 years, but I have never heard of the facts. Michael, I imagine you're curious, right? Celine, that's right. Michael, well, to start with, I'm not from England. 6 years ago I moved from Japan. It was there that I met the facts, or rather the supernatural. Then Michael began to tell him everything about the war facts and the supernatural, how he was the pillar, and how he was betrayed by his brother. Celine, I'm sorry. Michael, don't worry, I'm over it. I couldn't spend my whole life wondering why they betrayed me. Tell me who Marcus is. Celine, Marcus is one of Alexander Corvinus' sons. Right now he is the one who should ascend to the throne. When he ascends, he will not rest until he kills me for murdering Victor. Michael, he'll have to beat us first. Celine just smiled. When they reached the mountains, they entered the mine where there was a secret passage. Celine took out her weapon as a precaution, and when they arrived they saw a werewolf tied up and dead. Celine shot him because she was surprised. Michael, don't worry, he's already dead. Michael, what is this place? Celine, these places were built to experiment on werewolves to make bullets that kill them. Michael, what kind of bullet do they use on them? Celine, we use silver nitrate. It causes your blood vessels to be cut off and the silver nitrate spreads throughout your body. Michael, wow. Celine reloads a gun. Celine, stay here. Michael, where are you going? Celine, I'll go for Marcus. If Asen is sleeping, I could kill him and prevent him from reviving. Michael, I'm going with you. Celine, no. Michael, Celine, if you go to that mansion alone, they will kill you. Celine, Michael, you are one of a kind. There has never been a hybrid of both species, but now we do not know what your limits are. Besides, you have not drunk human blood. When a vampire or werewolf drinks human blood, they become stronger. Michael, I will not kill a human to satisfy my hunger. Celine, that's why I left blood bags on the table. Celine, stay and don't come out. Michael just grunted and sat down, but on the desk he saw a computer where there were several weapons files and he opened one. Michael, well, it looks like I have work to do. At the mansion, Craven had arrived after escaping from Lucian's lair and was entering with 5 men to kill Marcus. When he entered he saw that there was no one there, and he took it lightly and went to the resurrection chamber. They were in Marcus's chamber and opened it, but when they left they realized that there was no one there. Then, through the air, something was taking Craven's men one by one until he was alone. Then, Craven, scared, began to shoot, and this thing stuck its wings in his shoulders and carried him to a wall. Marcus, you weren't very smart, were you, Craven? Craven, my lord, I am sorry. Marcus bites him on the neck to see his memories, and sees how everything happens as Victor dies, but he was more interested in Lucian's necklace. Craven, my lord, I can help you. Marcus, you already helped me, Craven. Then he takes out one of his wings and kills him, then drops the body and flies away. Celine was arriving at the mansion, and she enters and sees everything empty. She goes to the camera and sees everyone dead, including Craven. She sees Marcus's grave and sees it empty. Celine, I arrived late. Then he quickly leaves the mansion and goes to Michael. Michael had finished the weapons in the archive. Michael, they turned out well, and I didn't just make weapons for myself. Then leave 2 briefcases. Michael, well, I'm hungry, but there's nothing here. Then he approaches the computer and sees that there is a town a few kilometers away. Michael, I think I'll go there. Michael left the mine to head to the town. Michael, upon arriving in town, sees a bar, enters and sits at the bar. Michael, often please. The bartender gives him a plate of food. When he tries it, he likes it and eats it faster since he had not eaten or drank blood in 3 days. Michael, it's the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. Then the TV turned on to the news channel and Michael Corvin appeared. Reporter, Michael Corvin is reported guilty of murder. If you see him, don't confront him. He is considered dangerous and armed. A photo of him appears. At that point, the police officers who were sitting at a table start to see Michael and confirm that it was him, so they evacuate everyone and say, "Police." Michael Corvin puts his hands up. Michael just raises his hands, but at a speed he gets behind the policeman and knocks out one, but the other two start shooting at him. Michael began to feel dizzy and did not see when they shot him. Michael received the bullets full on, so he went out through the back door. The police called reinforcements and went after him. Michael was injured and could not be healed because he had not consumed blood. Michael was running through the mountains. With Celine, she had arrived at the mine. When entering the passage, she sees that Michael was not there. Instead, she sees some suitcases with a note. Note: Celine went out to the town to eat something. In those briefcases there are 2 weapons that you use a lot. I'll leave them to you. Celine opens the suitcases and finds weapons. Celine was grabbing the guns when she heard gunshots. Outside, Michael continued running with the policemen following him. Police, follow him. Policeman 2, don't let him escape. At that point, a policeman shoots him with a shotgun, causing Michael to fall into the snow. The police were surrounding him, but then Celine appears and begins to knock out the police one by one. After finishing knocking them all out, they approach Michael. Celine, Michael, are you okay? Michael, I just don't know why I'm not healing. Celine, have you not drunk the blood I left you? Michael, no. Celine looks at him and extends her hand. Celine, come on, baby. Michael refused, but then grabbed Celine's hand and bit it, drinking blood. After that, Michael began to heal rapidly. At that moment, the police were waking up, but something came down from the heavens. The police were awakened, but when they saw the creature, they started shooting at it, and Celine and Michael escaped. Michael, that was it. Celine, that's Marcus, and he came for us. Chapter 6 Love. Celine, let's go. Michael and Celine were going down the mountain when they reached the road and stopped a truck that was passing by. Celine, get out of the car. The man was about to speed up, but Michael appeared in his wolf form. The man gets scared. Celine, please come down. The man gets out, Celine gets into the truck and drives off while Michael gets in the back. Just then Marcus appears and starts attacking Michael. Michael countered Marcus's blows with scratches and flaps. In that, Michael hits him in the face, making him fall. At that moment, he gets up at full speed and goes to the front to knock down the truck, but Celine takes out a submachine gun and starts shooting at him. Marcus receives the bullets and moves and tries to enter the driver's cabin. In that, Michael grabs him from behind with his tail and throws him to the side of the truck, and Celine moves the truck, causing Marcus to crash into the mountain. Then they took advantage and Celine accelerated more, leaving Marcus with his wings destroyed. Detransformed Michael enters the driver's cabin. Michael, it was a hybrid. Celine, yes. Michael, I wanted this, so I could show him the necklace. Celine, no, but now we have another problem. It was getting light, something that would kill Celine. Michael, turn around here. Celine continued driving until her hand began to burn. Michael just grabbed her and hid her underneath. Michael, duck and don't let up on the gas. Michael drove the truck into a factory, then crashed into the wall. Immediately Michael got out and looked for a large blanket to cover the truck. When I found it, I covered the truck and looked for something to cover the windows. He found buckets of paint and began to spray all the windows with black paint. Then he notices a container that was there and goes in to check and sees that there were boxes, so he throws out all the boxes and puts in some quilts that he had found and goes to Celine to get her out of the truck. Michael, come on, follow me crouching. Michael takes Celine inside the container, then Michael touches her hand and she pushes it away because it hurts. Michael, let me see. Look for this sound and listen to it while you read. It is very relaxing, I recommend it. Celine, I'm fine. Michael, let me see. Celine gives him her hand. Michael, oh, it looks bad. Stay here. I'll be right back. Michael went out to look for bandages, and in the bathroom he finds a first aid kit, so he grabs it and comes back. Michael, okay, let me see. Then he sees that his hand was fine. Celine, you see, I'm fine. Michael checks his face. And so they spent the day. Time skip 15 hours. It was already night. In a port, a warship was seen where inside there was an old man. Old man, they arrived, he said it through a communicator. Squad leader, we have arrived at the mine, sir. At that point the squadrons launched from the helicopters. The squads entered the mine, went down the stairs and found a dead werewolf and boxes with empty weapons. Leader, sir, they are not here, just a dead Leakin. Old man, they should check an area of 5 kilometers, they couldn't have gone that far. Leader, yes, sir. In that you could see an injured Marcus curling up his wings to rest. The mine where Celine and Michael had hidden had explosives and the squad detonated it. With Celine and Michael. She was waking up and realizes that Michael was not there, and she puts a sheet around herself, and goes out to see where he was and sees him fixing a car. Michael, you're awake now. Celine then looks at Lucian's necklace and begins to have visions of her and her father. Michael, Celine, are you okay? Celine, yes, I need to know what this is. Michael, and you know who? Celine, yes, we must go see Andreas Tanis. Michael, come on. They both get into the vehicle to go to Tanis. Michael, and who is Tanis? Celine, a long time ago Tanis made weapons for us, but then he killed one of us. Victor didn't take it well, so he sent him to prison. At that moment they were arriving at a castle and they stop at the door. A security camera watches them and the gate opens. The car moves forward, but Celine hears a noise and gets out. When she was moving forward, Celine did not realize that there was a trapdoor, and it opens and Celine falls. Michael, Celine. Michael tries to get out of the vehicle, but a werewolf appears and attacks him. Then he gets angry and transforms. He throws himself on top of the werewolf. With Celine, she had fallen into the trapdoor, and a path was seen, in that a werewolf appears and tries to bite her, but she quickly takes out her gun and kills him. Then she continued advancing. Later she ran into 2 vampires which she easily killed and continued advancing until she stepped on a step of a small staircase, and someone shot her. Unknown, Victor's blood can be smelled from thousands around Celine. Celine, wow, you still have a bad aim, Tanis. Tanis, what are you doing here, Celine? Celine, I see that your prison is better than I imagined. Tanis, I'm not afraid of you, Celine, she said while still pointing at her. At that moment Michael in his hybrid form goes through the window, grabbing Tanis by the neck. Celine, sure. At that Tanis lowers his gun and Michael lets go. Tanny, what have you come for, Celine? Celine, I need information. Michael was detransforming. Michael, how does a vampire have Leakin protectors? Tanis, through some contacts, some jobs. Then Celine sees a hanging tapestry and throws it away. Celine, by Lucian, since when are you in the business of killing your own people? Celine, ultraviolet light bullets. Tanis, favors have to be earned, and Lucian was good at negotiating. Tanis, also since that damn Victor locked me up here. Celine, Victor is dead. Tanis, that's impossible. Celine, I annihilated him. Tanis, ha ha ha, you wouldn't do that unless you knew. Then Tanis sees Celine and confirms it. Tanis, so the little girl finally opened her eyes. Celine, I want to know what this is. Tanis, there's a story to that. Celine, tell me. Tanis, long ago 2 brothers born from the first real immortal. One bitten by a bat and the other by a wolf. Celine, I know the story. Tanis, but what you don't know is that Victor wasn't the first vampire, It was Marcus, but Victor was sick, so one night Marcus visited Victor and bit him, but Victor made everyone believe that he was the first vampire, so that he wouldn't tell anyone. He made him his servant. Celine, and why didn't he kill Marcus when he could? Tanis, for fear that if Marcus were to die, his entire lineage would die with him. In that, Tanis finds a book where he begins to turn page by page until he sees a sarcophagus. Celine, wait. Go back one page. Celine, what is that? Tanis, that's William's grave. You should know that this grave was entrusted to your father. Michael, who is William? Tanis, William is the first werewolf in history, but his savagery was uncontrollable and soon the towns would begin to be massacred. Celine stares at the sarcophagus and begins to have memories of her childhood, of how she ran through the corridors of a castle and how her father told her to keep the secret. Michael, Celine, are you okay? Tanis, now you see, Victor murdered your unfortunate family because he didn't want anyone to know about William's grave, but when he was about to kill you, he couldn't and turned you into a vampire. Tanis, I can arrange a meeting with someone who knows the address of the tomb. Celine, tell me the address. Celine and Michael are then seen leaving Tanis' prison in a car. Tanis was throwing away the women's bodies until he saw a shadow and ran into his prison. I have enters through a window. Marcus, wow, Tanis, it seems you're still a traitor. Tanis, Marcus, what do you bring here? Marcus, where are they? Tanis, who are you talking about? Marcus takes out his wings and plants them on Tanis' shoulders. Tanis, aaa. Marcus bites her neck and sees all her memories. Marcus, thank you? Marcus leaves an unconscious Tanis on the floor. With Celine and Michael, they had arrived at a pier. Michael, do you think we should trust him? Guard, what are you doing here? Celine, we came to talk to your boss. He takes out the necklace and puts it on the window. The guard looks at the necklace in surprise and opens the gate and lets them in. Celine and Michael were boarding a warship. When they got on, the guards were watching them and made them enter the captain's cabin. Upon entering, they meet an old man. Unknown, welcome. Celine, who are you? Alexander, my name is Alexander Corvinus. Michael and Celine look at him in surprise. Celine, you are the first immortal. Celine, we must kill Marcus and William. Alexander, I can't, they're my children. Celine, William caused destruction in the past, and he's going to do it again. Alexander, don't think I don't know what my son has done, but you are no different. At least William can't control his savagery, instead you are a cold-blooded killer. Michael, hey, calm down a little, maybe I have killed in cold blood, but it was under Victor's orders. She couldn't do anything else, she thought she owed her life to Victor. That bastard deceived them all for a long time. Alexander, my descendant, you still know nothing. Michael, don't say I don't know anything. I was in a war, I was betrayed, I had to kill people, so I think I know enough. Alexander, like you were in a war. Michael, before being in England and getting involved with vampires and lycanthropes, I was a warrior, known as the Pillar of the Factions, the former Security High to Issei. Alexander, but I haven't seen any reports of that. Michael, it wasn't hard to fake my life. I wanted to keep myself hidden from everything, and now we are here. Alexander, I see. Outside the cabin you start to hear gunshots. Celine, it's here. Marcus comes through the window, grabbing Michael and taking him to the lower part of the boat. Celine, Michael. Michael had been taken by Marcus to the lower part of the ship. At that point, Michael releases his grip and transforms into the air. Marcus, wow, looks like this has become even. Michael, it's about time. Marcus launched himself at Michael and both began to attack each other with their claws, tails and wings. But in a moment of carelessness on the part of Michael and weakness since he had not drunk Celine's blood in 24 hours, Marcus took advantage and grabbed Michael and broke part of the wood of the pier and turned them into stakes. Then he pushed Michael to the ground and a stake stuck in his chest and the other 4 in his hands and feet. Michael tried to get out of the stakes but couldn't and closed his eyes. with Celine. She had reloaded her weapons to go down and help Michael. Alexander, you won't be able to handle him. Celine, she should have killed him when she could. Celine jumped towards the hole that Marcus had left when he came down. She sees Michael embedded in the ground and sees Marcus. Celine, shedding tears, begins to shoot at Marcus. But Marcus quickly grabs Celine and slams her into the wall and tells her, Marcus, you know where William is. And he bites her on the neck. Marcus sees all his memories, sees how his father built William's tomb and what the labyrinth was like. Marcus stops biting Celine. Marcus, thank you? Marcus throws Celine into the water and leaves. Celine came out of the water and saw Michael embedded in the floor. Celine, Michael. Celine, Michael. Starting to get Michael off the stakes. Celine, Michael, please. She said this while crying and then started hitting Michael's body out of frustration. Celine, I love you, Michael, she said, crying over Michael's body. Chapter 7. William. Marcus climbed to the top of the ship where Alexander was. Marcus, hello, father. Alexander, Marcus, what are you doing here? Marcus, what do I do? Tell me where my brother is. Alexander, your brother has no control over himself. If you free him, he would cause chaos everywhere he goes. Marcus, he's my brother, your son, he said, annoyed. Alexander, William must stay locked up, he can't get out. Marcus, your opinion doesn't matter to me anymore, I'm going to free my brother. Marcus, annoyed, runs through Alexander's chest, sees the necklace he was wearing around his neck, rips it off, and walks away. Alexander's soldiers enter the cabin. Soldiers, sir. Alexander, call the girl now. The soldiers went to look for the girl. They were about to reach Celine, but she instinctively takes out her guns and points them. Soldier, calm down. Celine calms down and sees Michael's body. Soldier, Alexander is looking for you. Celine just looks at him and walks. Celine, take him upstairs, she said seriously. The soldiers and Celine with Michael's body went to the top of the ship. Alexander, Celine, you have to stop Marcus. Celine, when I see him I won't hesitate to kill him. Alexander, I know, soldiers, now she is in charge. Soldier, but sir. Alexander, stop Marcus. The soldiers and Celine armed themselves and boarded a helicopter and left. Alexander, I hope you can do what I couldn't, Celine. At that point he drops an object he was holding and everything explodes. With Celine and the soldiers. Celine was cutting her wrist with her nails and releasing blood into Michael's mouth. Pilot, we're almost there. Celine and the soldiers jump out of the helicopter. With Marcus he had entered the destroyed castle. It was through the catacombs, but it was flooded until he reached a wall that had a hole the size of the necklace. Marcus, without thinking, presses him and advances until he reaches where William's sarcophagus is. When he arrives, he grabs the necklace and inserts it, causing William to leave. Marcus, William, calm down, it's me, Marcus. William tried to attack Marcus, but he recognized Marcus's voice and stopped attacking him. Marcus, after a long time, brothers, we are finally together. William just grunted. But then Celine appears and shoots William, who runs away. Marcus, no. Marcus lunges at Celine, but the soldiers start shooting at Marcus. Then the soldiers go for William and Marcus, and Celine stay. Marcus lunges at Celine, but she dodges him and closes the first door. With Celine, she was behind the other door when she heard screams from the soldiers and ran to see that of the 12 soldiers who had gone with her, only 5 remained. Celine, what happened? Soldier, it's too fast. Then Celine with her weapon begins to advance until she sees the soldiers lying on the floor dead, but they were turning into lycanthropes. Celine started shooting at them. With Michael on his mind. This one was in a place with tall but light blue buildings. Michael, where am I? Unknown, so you're finally here, Michael. Michael, who are you? Unknown, I am part of you, I am your power, your soul. Michael, where are we? Unknown, we are in your mind. Michael, and why is everything flooded? Unknown, it's because you lost a fight and this place reacts to your wishes. Your wish was to win, but it didn't happen, so this place started to rain until it flooded. I hate the rain. Michael, we hate the rain. I wanted to win, but it was stronger, and now because of me not only am I suffering, but now you are too much. Unknown, we can still do something. You can still show our true strength. Michael, if we show our strength, our power, what we really are, let's go Zangetsu. Zangetsu, so you finally accepted who you are. Michael, I am a hybrid, I am a war hero, I am a pill, I am Hayate Issei but also Michael Corvin. Zangetsu, come on Michael. Michael, yes. Outside of Michael's mind, bones could be heard reassembling themselves thanks to Celine's blood while all his organs were reassembling themselves. A kind of red and black energy ran through every part of his body. Then he stands up and immediately transforms, holding his sword in his hand. Helicopter jump. With Celine. She was killing the werewolves with her weapons, but then William appeared from behind and started attacking her. William was too fast, he attacked with his claws and tried to bite her. Marcus had managed to open the door by lifting it with his hands. William was about to bite Celine, but Michael falls from the helicopter. Michael kicks William as he falls and sends him against a wall. He then notices Celine, who looks at him in surprise. Celine, Michael. Michael, Celine. They were approaching each other until they heard two howls from William and Marcus. And they stand back to back. William and Marcus appear. Michael attacks William and Celine attacks Marcus. Michael was throwing kicks and sword blows. William couldn't keep up with Michael's speed, so he called more werewolves while he retreated. There were 45 werewolves entering the abandoned castle. Michael, let the party begin. At that, Michael pulls out his two pistols. Michael began to shoot left and right, killing the werewolves. Little by little, the werewolves were reduced until only William remained. William, already upset, goes out to attack Michael. Michael, so the boss finally came out. With Celine. She had started to fight with Marcus, shooting and hitting him, but Marcus was much stronger and faster, so it was difficult for Celine. At that point, the helicopter started shooting from the sky at William, who was with Michael. Marcus angrily grabs the helicopter with some chains and pulls it, causing it to fall into the castle. Marcus continued attacking Celine, then with his wings he stabbed her in the liver and then in the shoulder. With Michael. He had dodged the helicopter, and then he sees that William was going up to kill Celine, so he quickly gets up. Michael, over my dead body you touch her. Michael quickly went to William and knocked him down with his sword, he says. Michael, Getsuga Tenshu. Saying this, his sword became covered with a black energy. Michael cut off William's head with one blow, taking part of the castle with him. Marcus, William. Celine took advantage of the fact that Marcus was distracted and broke a piece of wood, turning it into a stake and pierced his jaw with it. She then broke free and kicked him, causing Marcus to crash into the helicopter's propeller, causing him to die and be split into pieces. After Marcus and William died, Celine was at the top of the castle and saw the sun rising, and, without fear, she approached it, and when her skin touched the sun, it did not burn. Michael was already ascending in his human form. He looks at Celine. The sun was not affecting her, and when she turns around she sees Michael. He looks at her eyes and sees that they had changed color. Michael, without thinking, approaches her and begins to touch her face and sees her eyes and then her lips, and he couldn't take it anymore and kissed her. After finishing the kiss he said, Michael, I love you, Celine. Celine, me too, Michael. And they kissed again. After finishing the kiss, they both left the castle. Celine, now what are we going to do? Michael, I don't know, but this is our beginning. Celine, together. Michael, together. Celine, where will we go now? Michael, for now we are going to my house where we can relax and rest. Then we will see what to do. Celine, by the way, that was the power you used against William. Michael, it was the power I never used. I'll explain it to you when we get home. Celine, and now we are going to leave. They then walk a couple more kilometers and reach the highway where they steal a car. Michael, okay, now let's go. Michael started the car and they headed to London. Chapter 8 Problems. Michael and Celine were heading to London while they were talking on the way until they reached Michael's apartment. Michael, we're finally here. Celine, so this is your somewhat luxurious apartment, don't you think? Michael, what can I tell you? I won something after the war. Celine, by the way, now you're going to tell me what that power was in the castle. Michael, yes, but it's better if he tells you. At that point, a red energy began to generate from Michael's body, from which Zangetsu emerged. Zangetsu, nice to meet you, Miss Celine. Michael, Celine is Zangetsu is my power and soul. Celine, nice to meet you too, but where did that power come from? Michael, you didn't tell me who you are either, Zangetsu. Zangetsu, I was the god of death, the strongest of all the gods, but 1,000 years ago the gods conspired against me. I died that day. Many know that when the gods die they go to the Garden of Eden or the underworld if they did unforgivable things in life, but not me. I was wandering through infinite darkness for 977 years until finally a light was present. I reached it, and appeared in Michael's mind. The place is nice and quiet. When I arrived I tried to talk to Michael, but a dragon got ahead of me. Michael, my friend Drake. Zangetsu, the Red Emperor Dragon Drake. Yes, when you saw him I decided to wait to be able to talk to you. I saw your whole life, Michael. I saw how you were happy, how they betrayed you, and little by little I came to fuse with your soul. Now my power is yours and mine is ours. Michael, thank you, Zangetsu. Zangetsu, with everything cleared up, I'm leaving. Michael, rest, Zangetsu. Michael, Celine, it would be better to rest. Celine, yes, let's go. They both went to the room and fell asleep together. The next day they were both getting up, they kissed and went to the kitchen after taking a shower. They were watching the news until something appeared on one that surprised them. News. Reporter, 2 days ago, remains of strange creatures shaped like a wolf and people were found with teeth that we do not recognize. This could be a new species. Michael, damn, how did they find the leak in bodies? Celine, I don't know, but the humans have already seen the bodies. They have seen the werewolves and vampires. It won't be long before they realize that we have been in this world for centuries, and they will start looking for us. Michael, don't worry, if that happens we'll have to leave the country. Celine, I just hope nothing bad happens. Time skipped 2 months. During these 2 months, Michael and Celine were calm, going out without any problems, but at the beginning of the 3rd month on the street, they began to be chased. Celine, Michael, they're following us. Michael, I know there are 20, but they are all humans. Celine, it seems that they have already discovered us. Michael, we have to leave the country. I already have a contact who will help us get out of here, but first we have to hide in our house. We can't go back. We have to hide until I can contact the person who will get us out of here. Celine, it's okay. We don't separate. Michael, now. They both separated and climbed up the walls to the roof of the building. Leading pursuer, Lord, we lost them. Unknown, find them, we need them at all costs. With Celine, she had gone through the buildings towards some houses near the pier. Celine, I hope nothing happens. With Michael, he had arrived at the center where he had to meet the person who would help him leave the country. Michael, it's you. Informant, if you should know that you have very good friends. Michael, I know, and how we will get out of the country. Informant, there is a boat waiting for them at the pier that will take them out of the country, and then a plane will take them to Japan. Michael, I understand. Informant, you better go now. Michael gets up and leaves without knowing that 50 meters away there was someone listening to the conversation to inform his superiors. Spy, sir, I have information. The spy tells him everything he has heard. Unknown, you heard, we can't let them leave the country. If they leave we'll lose track of them, so, let's go. Soldiers, yes sir. With Michael this one was calling Celine. Michael, Celine, we're leaving tonight. Celine, I understand where we are meeting. Michael, at the city pier. Celine, I'm close. Michael, perfect, see you there in 2 hours. Michael had stolen a car and was driving towards the pier. When he arrived, he met the man who was going to take them. Michael, it's all set. Captain, yes. Michael, okay, get everything ready to go. At that, Celine shouts to him from afar. Celine, Michael. Flashback. Celine was waiting until she looks at her cell phone and sees the news. Reporter, we have seen something that surpasses us. 2 species that lived among humans, werewolves and vampires. Doctor, there is no cure. Reporter, martial law has been declared to exterminate these species. Doctor, these creatures or species are completely different. They are a danger and must be studied. Reporter, martial law was declared at noon and now the army and soldiers are in the streets exterminating those things. At that point, the door to the room where Celine was broken. Celine leaves a Reaper nade and goes to the roof. Celine narrates. The humans now know our secret and are hunting us now. We must survive tonight. Michael and I will leave here. Celine had jumped down from the building. Celine began to beat the soldiers, leaving them unconscious. At that moment he was arriving at the pier and saw that a group of soldiers was about to shoot Michael. Celine, Michael. Michael heard Celine's voice and saw that they were about to shoot him, so he took cover and began to transform. But the soldiers, without waiting, shoot him in the chest, shoulder and leg. Celine, no. Celine throws herself on top of him, and they both fall into the sea. But the soldiers did not wait and threw a grenade into the sea. Celine looked at Michael and Michael at Celine. In that they both see the grenade, and the last thing Celine heard was Selene. The explosion had caused both of them to disperse, but the soldiers managed to see Celine and took her out to a kind of laboratory. With Michael, he had been taken out to see where those who were going to rescue him found him and took him out of the water. He was unconscious, so he did not wake up until the ship reached the country's border. Michael, to my head where I am. Captain, we are on the outskirts of the country. We arrived at the point. Michael, and Celine. Captain, sir, she was captured. Michael, we have to go back. Captain, sir, I'm sorry, but we can't go back. The humans are in water, land and air. If we go back, they will kill us. Michael, damn. Captain, sir, the plane is ready to take you to Japan. Michael, I'll be back. Celine, I swear. The captain and crew get off the ship and transform into werewolves and head off into the forest. Michael gets on the plane, and it takes off for Japan. Upon arriving in Japan, he takes a bus to Kyoto, the city he had already forgotten. But what had happened in Kyoto all these years? In the 7 years that he had passed, Issei's promotion had already graduated from the academy and was finishing university with Issei's parents, who knew that their son had left the country but would return. But with the supernatural, it was something else. Rias's entourage had married Vali Lucifer. They were even more depressed since they thought that Issei would come to save them, but it was not like that. The facts were at peace and calm with Azazel. He knew that Issei was going to return since he was the contact that would help him leave the country. Azazel was waiting for Issei at the airport. When he saw that Issei's plane was landing, he saw Issei getting off the plane. Azazel, nice to see you again, Issei. Michael, mine is also Azazel, but please call me Michael. Azazel, okay Michael, but there weren't 2 of them. Michael, if I'm not staying long, I have to go back for her. Azazel, you will return, but if you return they will kill you. Michael, I lost, but I have to go back for her. Azazel, well, what are you going to do in Kyoto for now? Michael, I will visit my family and the leaders. Azazel, well, take this. Azazel throws him some keys. Michael, thank you. Michael presses the key and the car sounds and he gets in and heads to his house. Michael, I haven't been here for years, so everything has changed. Michael was arriving home when he entered. He knocked on the door and his parents opened it. Goro, yes, it is offered. Michael, I've changed so much that you don't remember me, father. Goro, Issei. Michael, that's right. Rita, what's up, dear, who is it? Goro. Issei is my dear. Rita, Issei, my son. Michael, that's right, mother, I'm back. Rita and Goro, welcome. Michael went to his house and they sat in the dining room. Goro, tell us, son, what you have done these years. Michael, well, to start with, I finished my degree and I am a doctor in England. Goro, congratulations are. Rita, that's my son, I'm proud of you. Michael, by the way, my name is no longer Issei Hayadu. Goro, like your name is no longer Issei Hayadu. Michael, no, I actually used my grandfather's last name. Rita, Corvin. Michael, that's right. Michael, my name is Michael Corvin. Goro, because you changed your first and last name. Michael, remember that it's been a while since I said that I was supernatural. Goro, yes. Rita, yes. Michael, well, it turns out that. Michael told them about the betrayal and why he left. Goro, now I understand, son, I'm sorry. Rita, my son, you have been through a lot. Michael, don't worry, I'm over it. In fact, I met a woman in England, but. Goro, but what are they? Michael, you know that in England there is martial law right now. The parents agreed. Michael, well, we are from the new species that were discovered and we are escaping. In fact, we were supposed to be here yesterday, but they ambushed us and captured her. In a month, I plan to go get her. Goro, like you're from the new species. Michael, I'd better show them to you. Michael began to transform. Michael's parents were scared when they saw their son, but he tells them. Michael, calm down. The parents calmed down a little. Goro, and how will you go to England again? Michael, I'm going to sneak in and bring her with me. Rita, all we can do is wish you luck, son. Michael, thank you. Michael went up to his old room and laid down on the bed to rest. The next day Michael had gotten up, had breakfast with his parents, made a magic circle and went to the underworld. Upon arrival he goes to the Mao castle. When you arrive, see the guard. Guard, what are you doing here? Michael, excuse me, I came to see the Mao, tell him that Michael Corvin has returned. The guard went to inform him and returned. Guard, pass. Michael, thank you. Michael entered the castle and headed towards Vali Lucifer's office. Upon entering he sees that he and Grafia Lucifuge were there. Michael, long time Sirzek Grafia. Sirzek, it's been a while, Issei. Grafia, good to see you again. Michael, I say the same thing, and how things have been around here. Sirzek, calm down, everyone here except my family. Michael, because what happened? Sirzek, when my parents found out what Rias did, they removed her position as heir to the Gremory house and gave it to Milikas and forced her to marry Vali Lucifer. Michael, so she got married in the end. Sirzek, Issei, I know it's not my right to ask, but could you help my sister? Michael, you know everything your sister did to me. She cheated on me with the person I considered my brother, and yet you still ask me that. Sirzek, I know what they did, but they have suffered since they married Vali. He is even unfaithful to them with other women that he brings to the house, and I think he is also hitting them because on more than one occasion I have seen bruises on Rias. Michael, I would like to say that this is what they deserve, but no one should be mistreated. It's okay, Sirzek, I will help you, but after that I will go rescue Celine. Sirzek, who is Celine? Michael, the woman I love and the only one in my life. Sirzek, and where is it? Michael, she was captured by humans when we were escaping from England. Sirzek, and why were they running away? Michael, I think you know what's going on in England, right? Sirzek just nods. Michael, well, she and I are of that species. Sirzek and Grafia open their eyes in astonishment. Michael, she's a one-of-a-kind vampire and I'm a werewolf-vampire hybrid. Michael transforms. Michael, we were both escaping since the humans were chasing us. I managed to escape, but Celine didn't, and I plan to go back for her. I swear on my life. Chapter 9, Returning to England. Sirzek, when will you go to England? Michael, I'll be back in 10 months and I have to get her. Sirzek, well, Michael, I just have to wish you luck. Michael, thank you. Michael, well, I'm leaving, I have to prepare myself. Sirzek, It was nice to see you again, Michael. Michael, likewise, Sirzek. Michael retired from the underworld, but when he left the castle he met someone he hadn't seen in a long time. Michael, Seraphal. Seraphal, yes, who are you? Michael, I haven't seen you in a while, specifically 6 years. Seraphal, wait, Issei, it's you. Michael, it was a long time ago, I think I changed a lot. Seraphal, without thinking, threw herself to hug Michael while tears fell from her. But Michael did not avoid the hug and rather accepted the hug. Seraphal, Issei, my dear Issei, I can finally see you again. I'm so sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. I love you so much. Please come back to me. Michael, in these years I have learned to mature and forgive, but I can no longer go back to you. Seraphal, because she said it while crying louder. Michael, pulling Seraphal away from the hug. Michael, I fell in love with an incredible woman who is the person I want to marry and have a family with. Seraphal, but what happened to your harem idea? Michael, it was a stupid idea as a child. Seraphal, at first if I wanted to marry all of you, I loved you, I wanted to have my life with you, but your betrayal hurt me and destroyed me. Seraphal, I still love you, Issei. I know what I did was wrong, but I want a chance. Please give me the last one. Michael, I'm sorry, Seraphal, but I only want one woman in my life. Michael left the place, leaving a devastated Seraphal on the ground crying. Michael, it's better to get straight things right away. Michael headed to the human world to organize his things. He spoke with his parents about buying a house with the money he had saved up in England. So he went to find a house to live in. He arrived at a condominium where he saw a house that interested him. Michael, this is also useful for what I want to do. Michael bought the house with the land. The house was nice, had good furniture, a living room, a dining room, and several rooms, but Michael had ordered a kind of foundation to be built in the basement. Michael, with the help of Azazel, had built an underground base where Michael could improve his weapons and make bullets. So 10 months had passed, and I was ready to go rescue Celine, who was in Scotland after getting off a plane from Japan. Michael, I'll finally go get her. It took me longer than expected, but now I have to find her. By the way, thanks for the help. Azazel, anything for my former pupil. Michael was boarding a boat with his weapons and his sword at his waist. Michael, I'm coming for you, Celine. The ship had left the pier and was heading for England. After 5 hours they were finally at the pier in England. Michael, thank you very much, Captain. Now come back and I'll see how I get out of here. Captain, understood, see you. The ship left the landing stage in England towards an unknown destination. Michael, well, now to find Celine. With Celine 5 months ago. Celine was trapped in a cryogenic capsule. Scientist 1, sir, they are attacking us. Scientist 2, they've come in and broken the cryogenic valves. Scientist 3, sir, the capsules are defrosting. Leader, damn, who's the one attacking? Supervising scientist, sir, the capsule of specimen 1 has been defrosted and is opening. In a cryogenic capsule you see how Celine falls out of it and begins to have seizures. Celine, sir, where am I? Celine gets up and sees that she is in some kind of laboratory. It changes quickly. Celine was leaving the room and climbs up the ventilation ducts and begins to move forward until she sees some scientists below and leaves the ducts. Celine grabs a scientist and lifts him up. Celine, where am I? Celine, where is Michael? The scientist does not respond and Celine knocks him out. The other scientist grabs a scalpel and tries to attack Celine, but she quickly grabs the scalpel and stabs him in the neck, killing him. Celine sees through the security cameras how an army of soldiers were about to arrive where she was, so she breaks the window and jumps out of it. Celine falls to the ground and quickly steals a car and leaves. Celine, what happened? Celine, I have to find Michael. Celine continued driving until she reached a tunnel where she got out of the car. But then he sees that an army of humans were facing werewolves. Celine, what happened? In that a werewolf was about to attack Celine, but a vampire saved her. Celine, who are you? David, my name is David and you better come with me otherwise the humans will see us. Celine followed David through the sewers until they reached a shelter where there were wolves and vampires. Celine, what is this place? David, this is the only place where werewolves and vampires can be without killing each other. After we were discovered by humans, we tried to take refuge with the Vampire High Command, but they didn't want to accept werewolves, so we fixed up this place so we could survive. Celine, this is the first time I've seen werewolves and vampires together without fighting. David, well, it wouldn't help them if they fought if the humans were hunting us. At that, Celine looks at him and leaves. David, wait, where you're going? Celine, I have to find someone. David, to whom? Celine, Uncle Michael. David, Michael the hybrid, do you know where he is? Celine, no, but I'm going to find him. David, by the way, I didn't ask your name. Celine, my name is Celine. David, Celine the murderer of Victor and Marcus. Celine, if that's the case, I have to go now. David, wait, we can help each other. I want them to leave the country and you look for Michael. We have to find a way to leave. Celine, you're right. David, Michael was the one who changed the way lichens and vampires thought just by knowing he existed. Outside, an explosion is heard and Celine and David go to see and the Emmas hide. As they leave, they see an overturned car and a girl getting out. The girl comes out and sees Celine and hugs her. Girl, Mom. Celine was surprised by how he told her. Then 2 black vehicles appear and soldiers get out of it. Celine, damn. David and Celine began to shoot at her and a soldier was going to kill them from behind, but the girl gets upset and begins to change. The girl lunges at the soldier and kills him. David, it's a hybrid, but I thought Michael was the only one. Celine, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. David, what are you planning to do? Celine, go to the company that kept me frozen. David, I'm not going to stop you, but first we have to prepare ourselves. In 5 months I will get resources to be able to infiltrate and find out. Celine, okay. Time skip 5 months. Celine and David were ready to enter the company. In these 5 months, Dunkard had learned more about the hybrid girl, confirming that she was Michael's daughter, and now, with even more reason, he wanted to find out how that was possible. But in those 5 months he became fond of the girl and she had no name, so he called her Eve Corvin. Celine, David, it's time. David, perfect, let's go. Celine, Eve, stay here, I'll be back soon. Eve, I want to go with you, Mom. Celine, you can't, daughter, it will be very dangerous. Eve, I can help, Mom. Celine, please stay, I don't want anything to happen to you. Eve reluctantly agreed. Celine and David had gotten into an armored truck without knowing that Eve had gotten into the back of the truck. Celine and David were entering the basement of the company, passing through the guards with a fake identification card. David, we move on now, all that remains is to find the data. Celine, we must not be careless. Celine and David parked the vehicle in the basement and got out. Celine, you go to the security cameras, I'll go to the laboratories. David nods, but a noise is heard from the truck they came in and they went to the trunk, opened the trunk and found Eve. Celine, Eve, I told you not to come. Eve, Mom, I can't leave you alone. David, it's very dangerous for you to be here. Celine, Eve. At that moment some soldiers were going down to the basement. Celine, curse. At that point, Celine takes out some silenced machine guns and shoots them, killing them. Celine, you will go with me. David, go to the cameras. David, yes. David went to the security cameras. When he arrived, he knocked out the guard and started hacking the cameras. David, Celine, are you listening? I'm in. Celine, good. Celine and Eve were walking down a hallway. In the end, there was a promotion. Upon entering, they pressed the button that had the number 0 on it, and they were taken underground. When the elevator opened, computers and data could be seen. Celine and Eve enter and connect a cable to a laptop and begin to open the files until they see a file of a recording from 10 months ago. Scientist, sir, we have the vampire, but we haven't found the body of the hybrid. Leader, damn, I told you we needed the vampire. Scientist, sir, we have 2 readings on the vampire's results. Leader, she is pregnant. Leader, in 9 months I want the baby taken out and put into the new Eclipse program. Scientist, yes, sir. Then Celine opens another recording of the day. Leader, the result has been excellent. The girl has adapted to the growth serum. In 1 month she looks like a 6-year-old girl. Tomorrow we will give her more serum and make her our weapon. Celine got angry when she heard what they did, but Eve was crying because it was an experiment. Celine sees her and hugs Eve. Celine, don't worry, you're my daughter and Michael's and it will always be that way. Eve, but I'm an experiment. Celine, you are not Eve Corvin and never forget it. Celine and Eve left the place and went up in the elevator. When they left they saw a squad of soldiers with machine guns pointed at them. Celine, David, where they entered there was no communication. Elsewhere. Leader, I want them alive, don't kill them, shoot tranquilizers. Squadron leader, understood, sir. The squad began to fire tranquilizers, but with the speed of Celine and Eve they managed to easily dodge. Quickly Celine began to attack the soldiers, killing them. Eve sees this and transforms into her hybrid form, also attacking the squad and killing them. Squadron leader, sir, they are destroying us, permission to. I don't continue because Celine killed him. Leader, damn. Scientist, sir, what are we going to do? Leader, we have no choice, bring Alpha? Scientist, yes, sir. In the back of the company a man was entering. Alpha, what's the problem? I was serious. Leader, we have 3 infiltrators, I want them alive. Alpha, understood. Alpha walked through the halls, scanning his jacket and polo. He was transforming into a wolf, but this one was not normal. It was growing in an enormous way until it was 6 m tall. This wolf was after Celine, David, and Eve. Celine, seeing the wolf, tells Eve to run and find David. She goes to look for David while Celine had stayed with the giant werewolf. Celine started shooting at the werewolf and Alpha started chasing her. Celine was running shooting at her. The Lycan was chasing her and was going to throw a swipe at her, but Celine quickly enters a laboratory and tries to close the door, but Alpha was strong so he shot her in the mouth and Alpha had to back away. Celine took advantage and closed the door. Celine was moving through the laboratories thinking about what to do to eliminate that Lycan. Then she saw that Lycan was strong but not fast, so she grabbed the grenades she had and went to look for the Lycan. With Eve she had arrived where David had been and had told him that a huge Lycan had attacked them, so David looked through the cameras and saw Celine looking for the Lycan. David, Celine, what are you doing? Celine, find the Lycan and tell me where he is. David looks for him on the cameras and sees that he was 4 hallways away from her. David, it's 4 hallways from your location, turn right and then left. Celine, understood. Celine does so and sees the Lycan. Alpha smells someone approaching and also turns around and sees Celine, who gets angry and lunges at her. Celine dodges him and makes him chase her, takes him to a closed place and throws a stun grenade at him, then quickly grabs the grenades and ties them around his neck, pulls the latches and walks away. And Alpha dies. So Celine goes to look for Eve and David. Celine, finally, all that's left is to find the boss of this company. David, it must be at the top, let's go get it. But when they were leaving the chambers they encountered a squadron of soldiers with machine guns. David, now what do we do? Celine, there are too many of them. We won't be able to handle them. But then an explosion is heard behind them and Michael appears with his 2 weapons and a red suit with his sword at his waist. That's Michael's suit, just imagine him with brown blonde hair. Michael quickly pulls out his 2 pistols. And he starts shooting at all the humans, killing them. Only 5 humans remained. Michael, damn you, you kill my race, you eliminate mine, you even experiment with them, I'm going to kill you. Michael spoke with fury and resentment. Michael, now they are trying to kill the woman I love, they bastards, I will not forgive that. Michael killed the remaining 5 in an instant. Chapter 10 New Era. Flashback 1 hour before. Michael had arrived in England, so he jumps on top of a building. He was jumping from building to building until he sees a group of soldiers shooting at a group of women. Michael looks at them closely and realizes they are vampires. Michael, damn, I have to hurry. Michael jumped and fell to the ground, then quickly positioned himself behind the soldiers and knocked them out. Vampira, thanks, but who are you? Michael, my name is Michael Corvin. Vampira 2, you are the hybrid. Michael, yes. Vampira 3, but I thought you were dead. Michael, yes, my death was greatly exaggerated. Michael, why aren't the soldiers hunting? I'd like to know. Vampira, I can answer that. Michael is interested and lets him continue. Vampira, 11 months ago a company arrived in the country. It is called Dunkert. It is supposedly a pharmaceutical company, but it is a front. 3 months ago, they told us that vampires and werewolves were being brought into the company and that they never left. Michael, I see where that company is. Vampira 2, keep going straight, and you'll see a huge building with letters on top that say Dunkert. Michael went back through the buildings. Michael was in front of the Dunkert building. But then he saw some black trucks with a cage behind them entering the parking lot. Michael carefully climbs on top of a van and enters through there. He sees how the soldiers get out of the vans and go to the back where the cages are and pull the tablecloth that was covering them, and caged werewolves and vampires could be seen asking for help. Michael looks at all this in surprise. The soldiers lower the cages and push the lichens and vampires into an elevator. Michael decides to follow them silently. The soldiers were entering a kind of laboratory where there were capsules, but further ahead there was a gate, so the soldiers continued and Michael from behind entered. You could see how there were capsules with blood and in others were wolves and vampires trapped. Michael, what the hell is this? Squad leader, sir, we have more werewolves than vampires. Leader, perfect, just lock them up, these creatures are fascinating, they hold the key to eternal life. I'm going to synthesize their blood to get it. But I need the hybrid that escaped. Look for her. Squadron leader, yes, sir. The leader and the soldiers leave and Michael stays inside the room. Michael approaches the cages and sees how scared the werewolves and vampires were. Michael, calm down, I'll get them out of here. Michael quickly starts breaking the cages. Lycanthropes and vampires were already out of their cages. Michael, listen, I want you to go to the pier and hide there. We will soon leave the country, you understand. Everyone agreed. Michael, okay. Michael takes out his cell phone and scans the entire company to find an escape route so they can leave undetected. Michael, okay, I want you to go through the ventilation ducts quietly, then after you get out, go over the buildings. They all climbed into the ventilation ducts. Michael stood there looking at the scan of the company, and then noticed that there was another room behind him. He decided to go, but he didn't like what he found. There were capsules with bodies of werewolves and vampires, but these were already dead. Michael noticed that these capsules were connected to a larger one. Michael was going to approach, but he sees that in a capsule there was a girl of no more than 11 years old. Michael begins to release his power and shed tears. Michael, I should have acted sooner, maybe then I could have avoided this. Michael, I should have prevented it, damn it. But shots are heard and Michael gets up, upset and with a cold look. Michael, whoever did this is going to pay for it. Michael leaves the room and heads towards the source of the shooting. Michael sees through a window how Celine, David, and Eve were cornered and were about to be shot. Michael, damn you. Michael grabs a grenade and throws it at him. When it explodes, he quickly takes out his pistols and starts shooting at him. Michael, damn you, you kill my race, you eliminate mine, you even experiment with them, I'm going to kill you. Michael spoke with fury and resentment. Michael, now they are trying to kill the woman I love, they bastards, I will not forgive that. Michael killed the remaining 5 in an instant. Celine, Michael, it's really you, I thought I had lost you. Michael, no, the captain who was going to get us out of here found me and took me out of the country. When I woke up, I was already at the border, so I got ready to come. Celine, you came back for me. Michael, always. Michael walks over and kisses her, and she kisses him back. Michael, and who are they? Celine, this is David, he helped me get here and saved me when I escaped. Michael, I understand, thank you very much, I owe you in favor. Michael extends his hand and David squeezes it. David, it was a pleasure to help the hybrid. Michael, ha ha ha, just call me Michael. Michael notices that the girl was behind Celine. Michael, and what is your name, little one? Eve, my name is Eve Corvin. Michael, please wait, you said Corvin? Celine, calm down Michael, she's our daughter. Michael, our daughter like when? Celine, there is no time to explain, we must go, then I will tell you everything. Michael, no, this isn't over yet. I have to go find the person responsible for all this. Celine, Michael is dangerous, we don't know what other surprises or traps he will have. Michael, I have to go Celine, otherwise they will continue to commit atrocities. I saw an 11-year-old girl dead in a capsule. I will not let them continue doing this. Celine, you don't know where they are. Michael, yes, they are 7 floors below us in the basement. David, how do you know? Michael, scan the structure of the place. Celine, come on, let's get this over with. Michael just smiles and nods. The 3 of them went down again, but this time they came to a dark place. Michael, be alert. Celine, Eve, get behind me. Eve stood behind her mother, but Eve sees how Michael stands in front of her too. Eve looks at her in surprise and Michael just smiles at her. At that point all the lights came on and at the end of the room was the leader of the company. Michael, Adam. Celine, you know him. Michael, he's my friend from college and together we did a clinic that you do here. Adam, wow, that's Michael Corvin, my friend. Michael, what are you doing here, Adam? Where is the boss of this company? Adam, I am the owner of this company. Michael, you don't win. Adam, when you left the clinic I followed you and I saw those creatures. I saw how they could regenerate, how they lived for years, so I came up with a plan. I would use their blood for the future of humans. Michael, you're talking about the extinction of 2 species. Adam, I know, but it will be worth the price. Michael, I won't let you do that. Adam, try to stop me if you can. Adam pressed a button where the gates behind him opened and hundreds of soldiers came out. Celine, Michael, there are too many. Michael, well, we'll fight to the end. Celine, Michael and David and Eve launched themselves against the soldiers, dodging their bullets and killing them, but at the doors several werewolves and vampires were seen entering. Celine, and who are they? Michael, they are the ones I released. No, it's not just them, there are more. At that point one of the vampires who was released with a werewolf approaches. Werewolf, thank you for helping my wife. Vampira, thank you for freeing me, now it's our turn to help them. Michael, thank you. Both were wolves and vampires fighting together against the armed humans. Michael, to the attack. They all launched themselves again, killing the humans. But then Adam opens 2 large doors where 2 modified and horrendous wolves appear at first glance. Michael, Adam, that's it. Adam, LOL, this is my best creation. I present to you the Gamma Wolf. I fed him with the rest of the werewolves and vampires that we captured. Michael, damn, you didn't care about killing girls and boys. Adam, they were monsters, they deserved to die. Michael, I don't know you, Adam, you were like my brother, we finished college together, we saved lives together, now you take the lives of innocent people, I have no choice but to stop you. Adam, you'll have to kill me if you want me to stop, LOL. Michael, if it's what I have to do, I'll do it. Michael launched himself at the wolves and pierced one. Michael, they weren't as strong as I thought. But then the wolf regenerates, surprising everyone. Celine, how is that possible? Adam, ha ha ha, did you really think it would be that easy? I experimented for 2 years with werewolves and vampires and I found a way to make them both regenerate immediately. Michael, this is why you used my race to do your stupid experiments. Adam, they may seem stupid to you because you can live for many years, but I don't want to die, and if to do that I have to kill you, then so be it. Adam, Gamma Wolves, kill him. Michael was shooting at them while dodging their attacks, but then a wolf managed to hit him, sending him backwards. Celine, who was watching, helps him by also dispelling the wolves. David and Eve do the same and begin to attack the wolves and everyone who was there as well. Michael, don't do it, they are very strong. Michael watched as the wolves easily sent them away with their claws. Adam, ha ha ha, wolves kill them all, ha ha ha. Michael on his mind. Michael, I'm going to let them take my family away from me. Michael, I have to be stronger so I can save and protect my family. In that, Michael sees how a wolf sends Celine away. Michael, Zangetsu, give me power, give me all you have. Zangetsu, you're wrong, Michael, I'm just a representation of everything you can do, we're one, you're the one who gives me strength. Michael, you are wrong, you are part of me, my soul, my power, we are one and our power grows to protect those we love and care about. Zangetsu smiles. Michael, let's go all out, Zangetsu. Zangetsu, we will win. Michael, we will protect them. Michael / Zangetsu, we won't hold back anymore. Outside, the wolf was about to eat Celine. Eve, mommy. Eve ran to her mother to help her. The wolf sees her and with one of his claws was about to pierce her. Celine, Eve. Eve just closed her eyes waiting for her death, but the seconds passed, and she began to open her eyes slowly. Then she saw how her father was transformed, holding her wolf paw with his claws. Michael, you were going to touch my daughter, you bucking bastard. The wolf just growls. Michael, I'll kill them all. Michael quickly grabbed his sword and launched his attack. Michael, Getsuga Tenshu. Michael launched his attack that split the Gamma Wolf in half, but as expected, the wolf simply regenerated and saw the other Gamma Wolf, and both launched themselves at him. Michael was fighting both wolves but was at a disadvantage since he was alone and the wolves could regenerate. Michael, damn, no matter how much I try, these bastards won't die. Zangetsu, Michael, there is a way. Michael, which one? Zangetsu, we must release our final form. Michael, but if we do, we'll destroy the whole place. Zangetsu, that's why we have to take them somewhere else. Michael, I understand. Michael outside launched another Getsuga Tensho but through the walls of the company, making a huge hole to the outside. Michael, Celine, stay here, I won't be long. Celine, Michael called it weak. Michael, don't worry, I won't lose. Michael gives her a smile and Celine stands up and kisses him. Celine, come back. Michael, I promise. At that, Michael turns around and sees how the werewolves and vampires were keeping the wolves at bay. Michael quickly disappears from Celine's sight, which surprises her and appears above the wolves. Michael, Getsuga Tensho. The attack caught the wolves, who became upset and began to chase him. Michael, that's right, damn it, come this way. Michael quickly takes them away from the city. Of course, the people were terrified because they saw those wolves. Then a helicopter starts recording them and it goes out on the news. Inside the company, Adam is seen watching a big screen as they chase Michael. Adam, idiot, thinks he can take them on. With Michael. He had already taken the wolves away from the city to a huge forest next to 3 mountains. Michael, I won't hurt anyone here. The wolves, upon arriving, begin to attack him. Michael was dodging and attacking the wolves. Michael, well, there's no reason to hold back any longer. But the wolves launch a huge fire attack from their mouths that hits Michael and disfigures him. Michael had his entire arm burned, but that's it. Michael, that's all they have, that disappointing. With Celine. Eve, or Dad lost his transformation. Celine, don't worry, he always keeps his word. Celine hugs Eve. Adam, ha 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 ha. But then he listens to what Michael says. Michael, that's all there is to disappointing about. Adam, arrogant bastard, you're so hurt that you're already delirious. But then Michael raises his sword. Michael, let me show you. Michael, this is me becoming the Getsuga Tensho. Michael, and the end means that everything my power touches is reduced to nothing. Michael, Mujetsu Moonless Sky. After launching their final attack, everything goes dark. The helicopter that was filming was left without seeing anything, but they immediately looked again and saw that the wolves were no longer there. Instead, there was a huge crater. Reporter, it's incredible what just happened. That guy eliminated those enormous creatures. With Adam. Adam, how is it possible they were the perfect creatures? With Michael. He had disappeared and appeared in front of the helicopter, standing in the air. Michael, you guys are recording this? Scared reporter, yes sir. Michael, they want to know the truth. They want to know what those things were. Reporter, yes please. Michael, those things were created by the Dunkard Company. They experimented on my race. Reporter, excuse me sir, but what race are you talking about? Michael, I'm a werewolf and a vampire. Reporter, you are one of those things that kill us. Michael, kill them. We have lived for centuries. We have even helped them in their fights and wars. But when they found out we existed, they called us murderers and monsters. Reporter, excuse me. Michael, humans don't know the damage they did by accepting the Dunkard Company. They not only killed adults but also girls and boys. They had nothing to do with it. They barely knew this world, but they experienced it. Reporter, but you started killing us. Michael, lies. The leader of the Dunkard Company deceived them by saying that we were killing them. He filled them with fear. But he was the one who ordered the killing of those humans. But I will not let my species continue to die with this report. I want all the werewolves and vampires who are in this country to come to London. I will wait 24 hours to leave here. I will not let them continue to suffer. Reporter, sir, what was that thing you used? Michael, that is confidential, something that will never be known. I spoke with all the humans. The werewolves and vampires will leave their country. We will look for a place where we can live in peace. When they need help, we will not give it to them. My race has already suffered from human greed and avarice. Michael, this is a direct order from me to my entire race. Those who attack humans will die, and humans who attack my species will die. I no longer want my species to suffer. I think it's more than obvious what I can do if they come close to my species, right? I said it while pointing to the crater. Take it as a threat or whatever you want. I will protect the innocent, be it human, werewolf or vampire, but if they start a war, don't count on us. Michael, without further ado, I'm leaving. Michael disappeared and appeared at the company. Eve, Dad? Michael, hello my little one. Celine, Michael, are you okay? Michael, yes, love, calm down, I'm fine. Then Michael sees Adam and approaches him. Adam, damn, how could you do that like that? Michael, believe me, you know nothing about the world, you barely know 5% of everything this world hides, but you won't be there to find out. Adam, what are you talking about? He couldn't finish because Michael pierced his chest. Adam, so that's how it ends. Michael, anything you want to say? Adam, I think it's late, but I'm sorry I went crazy and killed those children, he said it while crying. Adam, my greed was so great that I didn't realize the extremes I had reached. Michael, we make mistakes, that's why we have a soul. Adam, I'm sorry Michael, I really hope you can be happy. I will atone for my sins wherever I go, thanks for stopping me. He said the last thing with his eyes closed. Michael, they can finally rest in peace. Michael, I hope you can find peace too, Adam. Michael left, leaving Adam's body on the floor. Michael, Celine, it's finally over, we're leaving. Celine, so much had to happen to finally be able to rest. Michael, I know, it's time to go. We'll wait for everyone to arrive at the pier. Celine, and how will we leave? Michael, I hadn't thought about it, but we'll come up with something. Lycanthrope leader, Michael, where are we going? Michael, to a place where we can be calm. Vampire leader, I hope we can finally rest from all the running and hiding. Michael, that's what we want, my friend. Michael, what was your name? David, sir. Michael, thank you for keeping Celine alive. David, you're welcome, although I think she kept me safe. Celine just laughed. Michael, ha ha ha, lose, that's how she is. always protective, that's why I love her. Celine, and you are very careless and quarrelsome. Michael, that's how you love me. Celine, I know. Michael approaches Celine and kisses her. Michael, well, it's time to go to the pier. Michael leaves the company with Celine and Eve holding hands, and behind them the werewolves and vampires. Celine, what the future holds for us. Michael, I don't know, but something new is coming, a new beginning, a new era. Chapter 11, New Home. Michael, Celine, Eve, David, and werewolves and vampires were waiting at the pier. Celine, you have good friends. Flashback. Celine, Michael, and how we will leave and take the others. David, it is true that if they heed your call, thousands will come. Michael, something will happen to me, we could go by boat. Celine, really, Michael, there are thousands of them, how are we going to enter? But then you hear the sound of a boat. Michael, but what is that? And that faraway thing you hear? You didn't think we would leave you alone, or Michael? Michael, Azazel. Azazel, I'm not the only one. Then 4 more ships appear. Michael, Miguel, we wouldn't leave you alone in this, Michael. Michael, Surzek. Surzek, after everything you did for us, this is the least we can do. Michael, thank you very much. Azazel, this is nothing, wait until you see what we did. Michael, thanks, friends. Azazel, well, how many are coming, Michael? We are preparing for a lot. Each boat can accommodate 15,000 people. Michael, we don't know how many will come. Miguel, we have space for 80,000 people. Michael, I hope they reach. End of flashback. Michael, my best friends. In the shadows, werewolves and vampires were appearing. Michael, they arrived. Lycanthropes and vampires from all over the country had appeared. Celine, there are many. David, everyone will be there. Michael, wait. Michael transforms. Michael would start howling, followed by all the werewolves. That night, for 20 seconds, howls would be heard throughout the country. Celine, why are you howling? Michael, they're all here. Azazel, how do you know? Michael, by becoming a hybrid I could not only detect and smell my race but also know where each of them were, and with the howls they made they reached the deepest parts of the country. That's why I know that they are not only wolves but also vampires. David, look, it's not just them, there are also humans. Michael, it seems that humans are not as greedy as they seem. There are several humans around here who seem to be with them. Werewolf, my lord Michael, I have not come alone. She is my wife and she wants to come with me. Please allow her to come with me, he said on his knees. Michael just smiles. Michael, get up, friend, just call me Michael, it's very formal to call me sir. Werewolf, you couldn't stop the slaughter of our race. Michael, don't worry, they are my race, and regarding your wife, there is no problem. Werewolf, thanks Michael. Vampire, my lord, I also have a wife, please allow her to come with me. Michael, listen, everyone who comes with humans can come with us, no problem, there is room for everyone. Most, thank you. Michael, Azazel, when they come up, count them please. Azazel, that's what I was going to do. The vampire and human lycanthropes began to board the ships and Azazel began to count them with the help of his guards. Michael, well Azazel, how many are there? Azazel, we almost ran out of space. Celine, how many are there? Azazel, there are 79,000 people inside the 5 ships. Michael, well, I think it's time to go. Azazel gave the order, and the ships set sail for Japan. Michael, by the way, Azazel, there are 79,000 people when we get to Japan, what are we going to do? Azazel, we had already planned it. Surzek, Azazel is right, we had already anticipated it. Michael, so what is the solution? Miguel, in the Cove Forest we created a new dimension with the help of all our scientists. Michael, how was it? Azazel, it wasn't easy, but in 5 years we were able to do it. At first we wanted to use this place to store weapons, but I think it will serve you better. Michael, Thanks, I really appreciate it. Surzek, as we already said, Issei, it is the least we can do for you. Thanks to you, everything supernatural continues to exist. Surzek, by the way, Michael, I know it's very early, but what we talked about was saving my sister. Celine, what about? Michael, truth is, I forgot to tell you that when I returned to Japan, I visited my family and everyone. So Michael told him that they would expose Vali Lucifer, and that he would challenge him to a raiding game to save Rias and her entourage. Celine, but you still have feelings for them, she said coldly and a little nervously. Michael quickly hugs her. Michael, I felt Celine, now I just want a life with you. I want you to be there for me at all times, and I want to be there for you at all times. I want to save you because no one deserves to be mistreated. Even if it had been you who betrayed me, I would help you because part of maturing is forgiving. Miguel, Azazel, and Surzek just smile as the immature child he was before had finally become a man. Celine, don't tell me you want a harem. Michael, no, that was a foolish dream of an immature child. I want to save them because even though they betrayed me, I owe them my life. Thanks to Rias, I'm still here, but that's all. The one I love and will always love is you. Celine, I love you, Michael. Michael, and I love you, Celine. They both kiss each other. Michael, by the way, how come we have a 5-year-old girl if we're barely? Celine, yes, about that. Celine told him that they had experienced on Eve. Celine, Michael, even though he is an expert. She couldn't continue as Michael interrupted her. Michael, don't worry, she's my daughter, my little girl, and I won't let her go through that again. Then a voice is heard. Eve, Dad? Michael, hello, my little one. He said this while hugging the little girl. Michael, Surzek, Azazel, Pope. Michael, Eve, I want to introduce you to some friends. Michael, this is Miguel, Surzek, and Azazel friends. This is Eve, Corvin, my daughter. All three, nice to meet you. Eve, nice to meet you too. Michael, Eve, why don't you go with your mom? Eve obeys and goes to hug her mother. Azazel, Michael, how do you have a daughter? Michael tells them everything that Celine told him. Miguel, I see, it seems that humans want to play God, he said, a little annoying. Surzek, until when will humans continue like this? Michael, don't worry, at the end of the day she's my daughter and I'm going to love her the same. Humans have their dark side, but who doesn't? That makes us part of having a soul. We make mistakes but we learn and continue living. Azazel, you're right. Time skip 12h. Celine, Michael, wake up, we're here. Michael was asleep in bed, hugging his daughter. Eve, oh, what happened? Michael, calm down, girl, we're here, let's go outside. The three leave their rooms and arrive at a shore near Cove Forest. Michael, relax, our new life will begin here. Michael, Azazel, where is that new place you're telling me about? Azazel, follow us. Everyone followed Azazel and began to enter the forest. Then in one place Azazel made a magic circle appear where several bracelets appeared. Azazel, please pay attention, in these boxes we have 79,000 bracelets. These bracelets will allow you to enter the new city that we created for you. At that point everyone starts grabbing their bracelets and putting them on. Azazel, well, by pressing this button it will teleport them to the new city, creating a magic circle that will take them there, and it also serves for other things. Well, who will be the first? Michael, it'll be me. Michael presses the button and disappears into a magic circle. He didn't arrive for 2 minutes and the others were going to ask him where he was, but then Michael reappears. Michael, listen, everyone has to come see this. Michael disappears again and the others, now confident, press the button as well. Pressing the button takes you to a sort of giant door. As they passed by they saw that there was a city that left them impressed. Michael, Azazel, when did you have time to build this? Azazel, in fact everyone helped, and we did it in 1 year. When you contacted me and told me what you were I knew there would be problems, and after seeing how England discovered them I knew you wouldn't sit idly by. Michael, thank you. Azazel, let's see, this city has buildings and houses for a total of 10 million inhabitants. It has a sea, fields and parks and schools, as well as a lot of other attractions, hospitals and a police headquarters and food factories. And as for supervision, you take care of that. Azazel, if you can pay attention to me, please look here at the bracelet I gave you. It also has another option. I know some of you won't want to stay here for long, so you can leave here and travel around the country. But only around Japan, since you have to wait for the waters to calm down in all the countries. That's why this button here hides your true origin, so when you want to leave here, please use it. Sirzek, we also want to make it possible for demons, fallen angels, and his guardians to come and study and coexist. Michael, Sirzek, you're not thinking that they'll join the noble houses of the demons, are you? Sirzek, calm down, Michael. I won't let them force me, they will decide on their own. Michael sighed in relief. The other werewolves and vampires didn't understand about demons and such. Michael, well, I think it's time for them to know everything. Michael told everyone about the supernatural world, and they also found out that he was a war hero and that he saved the world. Michael, well, with that explained, I want you to go to the city center. Everyone went there and Michael followed. Michael, well, I want you to choose a leader who controls the situations in this city. Everyone shouted Michael. Michael, fine, but I won't do it. I will only create a council that will help me make decisions, not choose them. Michael, I want Celine David to be on this council. They both stood beside him. Michael, also you and you. Michael, what is your name? Edward, my name is Edward Cullen. Michael, when you were in England, what did you do? Edward, he was a doctor. Michael, wow, that's a good guy, you'll be in charge of the hospital. Edward understood. Michael, now you introduce yourself. Van Helsing, my name is Van Helsing. Michael, what did you do there? Van, I was in the military. Michael, you see, you will be in charge of the city's security. Van understood. Michael, you continue your introduction. Scott, my name is Scott McCall. Michael, good Scott, you were in England. Scott, I was a principal at a university. Michael, well, that will help us a lot. Michael, you will be in charge of the city's schools and universities. Scott understood. Michael, well, now what's your name missing? Malia, my name is Malia Tate. Michael, well, you were in England. Malia, she owns several canning factories. At that, Scott looks at her. Malia, not now, Scott. Michael, wow, it seems we have something, you two know each other. Scott, that's my wife, sir. Michael, don't call me sir, it makes me feel old. Scott, okay, Michael. Michael, you see, things are much better now. Malia, you will be in charge of all the factories. Malia understood. Michael, Celine. Celine, what's up, Michael? Michael, you will make sure that everyone does their job correctly. You will supervise and give me a report every 6 months. Celine, okay. Michael, David. David, yes, Michael. Michael, you will be in charge of diplomacy. You will be the one in charge of finding out if there are more of our race somewhere else. You will take a team with you. That team will be special. They will be the shields. I want you to investigate each country, each pharmaceutical company. I want to know if they are experimenting with our race. David understood. Michael, well, with that said, welcome to the council. As they leave the room, Michael is speaking to the others. Michael, well, this will be our new home, so we have to take care of it. They will be in charge of different areas. They will not pay for water, they will not pay for electricity. They will be given a salary every month so they can live peacefully. We will do this work even if it is difficult. Those who had jobs before should give me a sheet with their work or specialties and what they are good at so that they can work. All hi. Michael, well, over here they will give you the keys to your houses and apartments. Everyone went to get their keys, and when everyone left, only the council and Michael remained. Celine, Michael, how do you plan to give everyone a pension? Michael, that's covered. Before coming here, I was looking at Adam's company and I realized that they had several machines that produced money. How they got them, I have no idea, but I brought them all with me. Now we have 12 machines under this building generating billions of euros per day, so we won't have a shortage of money. Celine, you thought of everything, right? Michael, I couldn't leave those machines there. Eve, Dad is very smart. Michael, you too, my little one. Michael, well, let's go home. We'll see each other tomorrow morning to see about our positions. Council, hi. Michael retired with his wife and daughter outside the city. Celine, Michael, where are we going? Michael, before I came to get you, I had already bought a house around here. Michael takes the two of them to a condominium in Co. Michael, welcome to your new home. Chapter 12, Setting Accounts. Eve, Dad, the house is very big. Michael, yes, it has a pool, a living room, 8 bedrooms and an entertainment room. Celine, Michael, how did you pay for this? Michael, I took all the money out of the clinic account that I had. There was about 50 million euros, so I took advantage and took it out. Celine, well, now tell me why you helped the girls who betrayed you. I don't think you owe anything to the supernatural. Michael, I know that I don't owe them anything, but when what happened, I left as if I were a coward. I want to close that part of my life behind and not have any more things that tie me to the past. Celine, Michael, don't get me wrong, you are and will be my past, present and future. Thanks to you I was able to feel love again. Thanks to you I am happier than I imagined I would be. Celine didn't say anything else and launched herself into kissing Michael. Michael, I love you. Celine, me too. After that, Eve could be heard calling her parents. This is how the day went. Time skip 1 month. Michael was in the new city finishing up speaking with the council. Michael, well, that's all for today. Next month we will do a complete evaluation of the city. All understood. Scott, by the way, Michael, when are you going to do that? Edward, yes, Michael, when will the fight be? I want to see it. Michael, I haven't exposed Vali yet. Tonight I'm going to the underworld to Gremery Castle. I'm going to provoke him so I can challenge him to a raiding game. Van, he is very intelligent indeed. When the other races will come to this city. Michael, after the raiding game I will talk to Surzek about that. Michael, okay, I'm leaving. Michael left, leaving the council. Michael was arriving at his house where Celine was waiting for him. Eve was at school since she had been enrolled. Michael, I'm back. Celine, Michael, how did it go? Michael, well, actually everything is going great. Celine, when will you go to the underworld? Michael, tonight. Celine, I see, okay, what are we going to eat? Michael, how about we go get Eve and then eat on the street? Celine, for my own good. Michael and Celine picked Eve up from school and went to eat. Already at night. Celine, be careful. Michael, I'll be fine. Michael went in a magic circle to the underworld. He appears at the Mao Castle and goes to find Surzek. Michael, wow, it seems the paperwork never ends. Surzek, Michael said it in surprise. Michael, how are you? Surzek, well, how are you doing in the city? Michael, better than I expected, honestly. I thought they were going to kill each other in the first week. Surzek, well, suddenly the fear of having been married for almost a year made them change. Michael, you're right, but that's what I came for. Surzek raises an eyebrow. Michael, I want to know what happened to the entire Gremery entourage. Surzek, well, you see. Surzek began to tell everything that happened to them. After Michael left and the Gremery entourage found out that Michael left the country and that they couldn't look for him, they were depressed, but their depression increased when the Gremery leaders, Venelana and Ziaticus, forced everyone to marry Vali, including Serafal with Irina. It was different since she was banished from heaven by Michael. She stopped being an angel, so my sister reincarnated her into a demon. Ravel was banned from entering the Phoenix territories and Serafal was banned from entering the Citri territory. Michael also banned Asia and Zenobia from praying again. Michael, wow, so you went through all that. Surzek, what will you do now, Michael? Michael, I'll be frank with you, Surzek, I'm going to help them but nothing more. I don't plan on going back to them ever. I already have someone and I plan to marry her. I'm telling you this because I know you love your sister. Surzek, but I thought you did this because you still loved them. Michael, it's not like that. I no longer feel anything for them. I'm grateful for the help they gave me for my race. But I think I also did a lot in the war, right? Surzek, you saved the world. In fact, everyone owes you their lives. Michael, when this is over, I don't want any more problems. I just want to continue with my happy life. I just want to close the past once and for all. Surzek, I understand and empathize, Michael. Michael, thanks. Now go to Gremry Castle. You better start preparing a good stage to fight. Surzek, I will. Michael, okay, see you later. Michael retired to go to the Gremry Castle. Upon arriving, he meets a guard who tells him that he came to see the Gremry leaders. The guard asks him what his name is, and he tells him Michael Corvin. Then the guard goes to look for the leaders. When he returns, he tells him to come in. Michael enters and arrives at a large room and meets Xiaticus and Venelana. Xiaticus, yes, it is offered. Michael, I come to see them when I'm not around here. Venelana, what time is it? Who are you, excuse me? Michael, where are my manners? My name is Michael Corvin, but I was previously known as Hayade Issei. Venelana, Issei said it surprised. Xiaticus, where have you been, boy? We haven't seen each other for a while. Michael, I know 7 years is a long time. Venelana, sit down and tell us everything. Michael does as he says and sits down and tells them everything he's been doing these past few years and how he finally became a leader. Xiaticus, boy, you've been through a lot of interesting things. Venelana, and what brings you here after so many years? Michael, I've come to help Rias and her entourage. Xiaticus, seriously, after what they did to you, you'll still help them? Michael, I talked to Surzek and he told me what Rias and the others were going through. Venelana, I thought at least Vala would behave, but he's a bastard. Xiaticus, if only. Michael, calm down now, what's left is. But he did not continue because someone interrupted him. Rias, Mom and Dad, have you seen Akeno? Michael stared at her and noticed that she had dark circles under her eyes and some bruises on her arm. Venelana, no daughter, we haven't seen her. Rias, excuse my manners, my name is Rias Gremry. Michael, nice to meet you, my name is Michael Corvin. Rias, I think we've seen each other somewhere else. Michael was a little nervous, but then someone appeared. Although he didn't want to admit it, he had a grudge against him. Vala, Rias, where are you? Rias, what do you want now, Vala? Vali, but I respect that I am your husband and the hacker Yuko. Xiaticus, hey, don't talk to my daughter like that. Vala, you're meddling in our business again, you know what happened last time. Xiaticus just looked down and clenched his fists in fury. Vala was forcefully taking Rias away, making her wrist hurt, but Michael immediately separates him. At that, Vala turns around and looks at him. Vala, who are you, damn it? Xiaticus, he is. Michael, my name is Michael Corvin, you asshole. Vali, as you called me, damn human. Michael had the bracelet that Azazel had given him, thus hiding his race and power. Michael, how dare you mistreat a woman like that? Vala, I do whatever I want with them because they are my wives. You don't know, so don't get involved, you damn imbecile. Vala was getting up to hit Michael, but he dodged it. Vala, damn you, don't move. Vala was about to land a blow on Michael when a magic circle appeared from which Surzek emerged. Surzek, what's going on here? Michael, just in time. That guy over there was trying to hit me, but he's so slow that he didn't hit a single one. I think being supernatural doesn't have any advantages, or does it? Surzek, that's true, Vala. Vala was furious with what Michael said. Vala, this imbecile who meddles in matters that don't concern him. Michael, you're such an idiot that it's better not to talk to you. Vala was about to launch himself at him again, but Surzek spoke. Surzek, and if we do a rating game to solve this, the loser will be able to ask for 3 things. Michael, it's fine for me, but I don't know if that guy over there will accept. Vala, I accept when I win you will be my slave and I will torture you until I get tired. Michael just smiled. Surzek, perfect, the rating game will be 7 versus 7. Vali, whatever, I just want him on the field to destroy him. Surzek, well, the rating game will be in 2 weeks. I will do the field. Vali leaves everyone behind. Rias, thank you, I said it crying. Michael had a neutral look, but he felt a little sad for Rias. Venelana and Zeoticus went to hug Rias. Michael, well, I'm leaving. Surzek, me too. Michael and Surzek were leaving the castle. Michael, that turned out better than I imagined. Surzek, now you have 2 weeks to get another 6 fighters. Michael, I already have them. See you in 2 weeks. Michael disappeared. Chapter 13. A Dragon Dies. 2 weeks later. In a stadium, there were a lot of spectators together with the leaders. Miguel, what do you think will happen? Azazel, believe me, Issei is going to humiliate them. Surzek, I just want my sister to get rid of that jerk. Azazel, don't you think that after this fight your sister is going to look for Issei until he returns with them? Surzek, Issei made it clear that he no longer wanted anything to do with them. He told me that after the fight he would talk to them and make things clear. Miguel, it's about to start. Announcer, good evening to all supernatural beings. Tonight we have a showdown between Vali Lucifer, grandson of the original Lucifer, against Michael Corvin, who will be this last mysterious boy. Hopefully we will find out soon. Here come the fighters. Vali and his team began to emerge from a tunnel. Presenter, we have Biko, descendant of the Monkey King from Journey to the West. We also have Leafy Pendragon, descendant of Arthur Pendragon. Along with her brother Arthur Pendragon, there is also Lavinia, a former priestess. There is also Kuroka, one of the last Nicomatas. And finally, we have Vali Lucifer. The crowd screamed with excitement. On the other side, footsteps were heard, and then Michael and his fighters came out. Presenter, according to information that we have just received, these subjects are called Edward Cullen. They say that he is from an ancient race that was discovered in England a couple of years ago. We also have Malia Tate. She also belongs to an ancient race. Next to her is her husband Scott McCall. What secrets are these two keeping from us? The next fighter is none other than Van Helsing, the hunter of renegade supernatural beings. The woman who comes next is Celine Corvin. There is no data. And finally the one who challenged Vali. We do not know who he is or what powers he has, but his name is Michael Corvin. Vali, there's that bastard. Biko, they don't seem that strong, they just look human. Kuroka, wow, that boy is really handsome. Lavinia, let's defeat him. Arthur, we need to plan something. Announcer, well, the battle will be 1 versus 1. Please team leaders choose their fighters. Vali, okay, Biko, you go. Biko, once you understand this, it will be a piece of cake. With Michael. Michael, well, Biko will go, then your Van will go. Van, understood Michael. Both fighters jumped into the arena. Presenter, the one who knocks the other out wins. Biko, you better back off before I kill you, human. Van, don't underestimate your opponents. Biko launched himself at Van, trying to land a blow that never came as Van pulled out some crossbows and started shooting at him. Biko, you think a few arrows will stop me? Biko, extend your staff. The staff extended until it hit Van, sending him 20 meters back. Biko, ha ha ha, I told you once that you were nobody. Van, and I told you not to underestimate me. They began to change. His skin was disappearing and in its place black hair appeared until his transformation ended. Van, oh! Van was howling and jumping at Biko, hitting him non-stop, throwing his claws at him, wounding him and biting him. Celine, Michael, that's it. Michael, yes, Gabriel is one of God's angels. Celine, but what are you doing here? Michael, apparently he has decided to walk the earth with his father's creation. Scott, Michael, why does Gabriel look like that now? Michael, Gabriel did not decide that his wolf side took care of him as if he were part of him. Gabriel is the protector of humans and wolves. Van continued to beat Biko until he was unconscious. Announcer, La la la, victory goes to Van Helsing. The crowd applauded, but they didn't know it was them. Vali, damn Biko, how could you lose? Arthur, he was too confident. Announcer, well, pick the next fighters. Vali, I have no choice, you'll go, Arthur. Arthur, good. Michael, well done, Van. Van, thanks, Michael. Now who's going to fight? Michael, you'll be fine, Edward. Edward, yes. Edward and Arthur jumped into the sand. Edward, what's your name? Arthur, I am Arthur Pendragon and I am your end. Arthur lunged at Edward, but Edward dodged his sword thrusts as if in slow motion. Arthur, stop moving. Edward, I think I should be serious. In that kind of red light that looked like more blood enveloped Edward. When it opened, Edward was seen with a larger suit and a red aura with sharper teeth. Edward, let's get this over with. Edward pulled 2 guns out of his pockets and started shooting at Arthur, causing him to back away. Arthur was backing away but found an opening in Edward and lunged at him, and cut him in half. The crowd was terrified as he was dead, but then he was heard. Edward, that's all, I thought you'd put up more of a fight. Arthur, how is that possible? Edward, because I'm stronger than you. Edward, hellfire. The flames began to burn Arthur until he was left unconscious and severely burned. Chapter 14, A Dragon Dies Part 2. Vali, how is it possible? Who are those bastards? Announcer, the winner is Edward Cullen. The crowd applauded loudly. Edward returned to his friends. Michael, well done, Edward, by the way you have great hidden power. I never imagined you had the Count's cloak. Edward, years ago before I became a doctor I found it during one of my explorations. Michael, well that's great. Announcer, let the next fighters come forward. Vali, damn you, Kuroka. I don't want you to lose, otherwise you'll die. Kuroka fearfully just agreed. Michael, you will go, Malia. Malia, all right, time to warm up. Malia and Kuroka rushed into the battlefield. Malia, I hope you stay strong. Kuroka, I'll show you how strong I can be. Kuroka launched herself at Malia. She simply dodged her blows with ease. Then Kuroka launched an attack at her with Senjutsu. Kuroka, take this zodiac ladder. White flames with lightning were launched at Malia. She quickly dodged 11, but the last one hit her. Kuroka, I can't lose, I'm sorry. Malia heard that and began to transform. Malia had transformed into a giant white wolf. Scott, apparently he's going all out. Michael, LOL, typical of her. Malia in her wolf form quickly began to attack Kuroka without giving her a chance to respond. Malia continued attacking her for 10 minutes until she screamed. Malia, great ice annihilation. A large amount of ice came out from Malia's paws against Kuroka, trapping her and leaving only her head uncovered. Malia, this is over. Kuroka, I give up. Coach, the winner is Malia. Kuroka, now what am I going to do? Vali is going to kill me, she said it with fear. Malia, don't worry, we will protect you. Kuroka, but I wanted to kill you. Malia, you fought out of fear, come with us, we will take care of you. Kuroka just shed a few tears and accepted Malia's hand. Malia decided on the ice and began to walk towards Michael's side. Vali was furious. Vali, that damn traitor. Vali, Kuroka, where do you think you're going, you damn traitor? Vali was upset, so he threw an attack. Vali, total extermination. Vali launched his attack with the intention of killing Kuroka. Kuroka had her eyes closed waiting for her end. Michael quickly pulled out his sword and swung it, causing Vali's attack to dissipate. Vali, what happened? Vali looked to see who stopped his attack until he saw Michael sheathing his sword. Vali, that bastard will pay for this. Kuroka and Malia arrived at Michael's. Michael, good job, Malia. Malia, thanks, Michael, she wants to come with us. Michael, I have no problem with that, but she wants to. Kuroka, yes, please take me with you. Michael, don't worry, it's okay if that's what you want. Presenter, next up, please. Vali, damn that ungrateful Leafy, you'll go now. Leafy just flew on his broom towards the stands. Michael, okay Scott, it's your turn. Scott, of course. Scott jumped onto the field. Announcer, get started. Leafy quickly flew to the highest part of the field. Scott, I wouldn't want to hurt a little girl. Leafy got upset and started launching magic attacks at him from the sky. Scott was running from the attacks. Scott, well, I think he got upset. He should finish this quickly. Scott turned to look at the stands where he saw Malia nodding. Scott, well, it will be quick then. Scott closed his eyes and opened them again, showing red ones. Scott was changing rapidly. A cloud of dust was produced, and when it dissipated, a white wolf was seen. Scott quickly jumped as hard as he could, knocking Leafy off his broom and causing him to fall to the ground. After that, with an elbow he knocked her out, causing her to disappear from the field. Scott finished. Scott headed toward his stands. Michael, that was fast. Scott, if I didn't want to take so long. Vali, okay, Lavinia, you go, you don't want to lose. Lavinia, yes, love. Michael, you will go, my love. Celine. Celine, it's okay, love. Michael, be careful. Celine, I'll have it. She kisses him. Celine broke away and jumped into the field. Lavinia, prepare to die. Celine, you wish. Lavinia quickly created magical attacks and threw them at him. Celine dodged them and took 2 pistols out of her jacket. Celine, let the fun begin. Celine came out shooting at Lavinia. Lavinia, with that simple weapon you won't defeat me. Lavinia was distracted and Celine took advantage to throw a shuriken at her that hit her leg. Lavinia, Vali, Lavinia. Celine quickly shot 2 bullets at him, causing him to disappear. Michael, well done Celine. Celine, thank you, love. Announcer, well, this will be the last fight of the night. The team leaders entered the battlefield. Michael's team, good luck. Michael, thanks guys. Vali jumped. Vali, damn you, how dare you do that to my team? Michael, you were no match for us and you are no match for me. Vali, damn wow yo. Vali entered balance breaker. Vali, die. Vali lunged at Michael trying to land a blow but couldn't since Michael was faster. Vali, damn it, stop moving, scum. Michael, always as impulsive as ever. Vali. Vali, you don't know me. Michael, of course we know each other. Vali, what the hell are you talking about? I've never seen you in my life. Michael, ha ha ha, maybe this reminds you. My name is Michael Corvin, formerly known as the Security High de Issei. Vali's eyes widened. All audiences, our hero is back. Malia, he's so popular. Celine, well, he saved his world. Oh, what? Rias, Issei, he is my Issei. Asia, Issei. Akeno, Issei. Kaneko, Senior Issei. Michael, what happened? Vali the mouse, tie your tongue. Vali, Issei Hayada Issei, ha 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 ha, seriously, the weakling whose girlfriends I stole, ha 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 ha. Michael's eyes were shadowed. Vali, you're an idiot, someone like you can't beat me. Michael, you know, I would have hit you before, but I really thank you because if it weren't for your betrayal and theirs, I wouldn't have met my family. Vali, tell me who it is so I can take it from you. Michael, you're not going to get close to her. Vali, why don't we make this more interesting by making it a duel to the death? Michael, sounds good to me. Vali lunged at Michael to kill him, but he kept dodging him. Vali, once I kill you, that woman of yours will be mine. Michael just stopped and stopped Vali's fist with his hands. Michael, you won't do it again. Michael was covering himself with a red aura. Michael, ready Zangetsu. Zangetsu, I thought this day I would never eat. Michael began to release hot smoke until a black wolf with a sword and armor was seen. Michael, it's time to die. Vali. Vali just lunged at him trying to kill him. Vali, damn you, die Issei the total extermination lol. Michael simply didn't move, expecting to receive the attack. Vali, die. The attack was about to hit Michael, but he just extends his claw, receiving the entire attack. Everyone was expecting an explosion, but they didn't expect what came next. Michael, that was it. Vala was shocked and scared. Michael, well, now it's my turn. Michael disappeared from sight and stood behind him. Michael, get Suga Tenshu. Vali, damn you Hyder Issei 3i. Michael exterminated Vala with a single attack, turning him into dust. Announcer, the winner is Michael Corvin. Michael, this is finally over. I can finally be with my family. Michael was walking back into the stands when Celine and her daughter Eve jumped up to hug him. Michael, LOL, how is my little one? Eve, Dad, you were great. Michael, ha ha ha, thanks my girl. Celine, we can finally rest. Michael, yes my love, this was all. I just have to talk to them to be able to clarify everything, and that I will not return with them because now I have a family. Celine, okay, love, that dragon was really arrogant. Michael, you have no idea. At that a white sphere appears before them. Michael, well, look who we have here. The sphere was heading towards Michael, but it deviated from its path and entered Eve's body. Celine, Eve, are you okay? Eve, yes, Mom. Celine, Michael, that was it. Michael, that was Albion, the white celestial dragon. 2 white dragon wings emerged from Eve's back. Albion, I could finally be free. Michael, what do you mean, free Albion, what happened? Albion, wait, where Vala is? Michael, that dragon is dead. Chapter 15, I will never return to you. After an explanation from Issei to Albion. Albion, when Vala had planned to sleep with your ex-wives, I wanted to separate from him because stealing another dragon's wives is a dishonor to dragons, but he locked me up with a spell so I couldn't speak or communicate with anyone. Michael, Albion is over, but because you joined my daughter. Albion, because it will be strong in the future. Michael, well, it's time to go home. But before they could leave, Michael's ex-wives showed up. Rias, Issei, my cute pawn, I knew you would come back for me. Michael, I'm sorry Rias Gremory, but I'm not Haida Issei anymore. Akeno, what are you talking about Issei, you are our future husband. Michael, I'm sorry Miss Himejima, but I'm not going to be your future husband. Asia, what are you talking about Issei-san? Michael, I'm not going to marry you because I already have a fiancé. Zenobia, then why did you help us? Michael, because I didn't want to see them being mistreated every day. I wouldn't let anyone go through that. That's the only reason I decided to help them, and for no other reason. I'm sorry, but I already have my family. Rias and the others were crying. Rias, Issei, my pretty Issei, you don't love us anymore. Michael, my name is Michael Corvin now, and no, maybe at some point I would have given my life to you, but since you paid me, you messed with the person I considered my brother, my rival, you were unfaithful to me. Rias, but we can try again. Michael, no more Rias, at most we'll be friends. Akeno, I don't deny you are ours and we are yours. Michael, let's see Akeno, what would you have done if I had slept with another woman other than you? Would you have forgiven me? They all just lowered their heads. Michael, no, they wouldn't have done it. Instead, I almost. Asia, you almost Issei, I mean Michael-san. Albion, he almost died because of her. They all open their eyes now. Rias, like my Michael almost died. Albion, when a partner betrays us, we get the fall of the dragon, all the love we felt turns into poison and kills us slowly. Akeno, but as if Issei is no longer a dragon. Albion, still is, his body was made with the flesh of Great Red and the power of Ophis. Seraphal, that means that. Michael, that's right, I almost died because of him, but luckily I was able to avoid it. Albion, but Michael, how? Michael, how I survived, I did the ritual. Albion, you're the first one I've seen who does this and is still alive. Rias, Albion, what ritual are you talking about? Michael, a ritual that draws out all the poison inside me, but for 4 hours I suffer unbearable pain that would make it seem like Tartarus is a playground. Rias, that means you're okay. Michael, no, in order to perform the ritual I not only had to suffer for 4 hours, but by eliminating all the poison I eliminated all feelings I had for you. Albion, but Michael, who taught you the ritual? Michael, ha ha ha, he was laughing with a melancholic smile. It was Drake. Albion was shocked. Albion, Drake, Michael, but the... Michael, I know, but first I left something in my memories. Flashback 6 years ago. We see Michael leaving medical school, but he feels pain. Michael, what's happening to me, he said while touching his chest. He quickly got into his car and drove home. Michael, damn, this pain is unbearable. At that point he starts vomiting blood. Michael, what is this that is happening to me? That's when it appears in your mind. Michael, so much time had passed here again. Michael was in his mind where he used to see his friend Drake. Michael, Drake, my friend, how much I miss you. But then everything caught fire and Drake appeared. Michael, Drake, you are my friend. Michael was shedding tears. Drake, no, Issei, I'm just a piece of Drake's memory. I'm just here to leave you all my knowledge. Michael, Drake, you know what's happening to me. Drake, yes, Issei, you are dying from the fall of the dragon. Michael, dragon fall, that's what. Drake, it happens to us when our partners leave us or are unfaithful. The love we feel for them turns into poison that slowly kills us. Michael, it's funny, I'll literally die of love. Drake, there's a way to save you, Issei. Michael, whatever it is, I'll do it. Drake, a ritual must be performed, but I will give you the way when this memory disappears, passing on all my knowledge to you. Michael, wish you were here, buddy. Drake began to disappear into particles, but before that he says, Drake, goodbye my friend, I hope you are happy. Michael opened his eyes. Michael, Drake. And he left his mind. Michael, he sees that he was in the living room of his apartment, and gets up. Michael, thanks Drake. Michael began to make a magic circle, and from there came out a kind of black smoke. Michael, I have to go in. Michael entered. At first nothing happened, but after 1 minute he began to feel an indescribable pain. His bones were breaking, his muscles were contracting, his skin was tearing. He was like that for 4 hours until he came out, and when he came out you saw a new Michael. A taller and more mature Michael, but from his body came spheres of power of various colors that began to disintegrate. Michael, now I feel nothing for them, either love nor hate, just disinterest. Michael went into his room to take a shower and wash off the blood that was on him. End of flashback. Albion, so Drake left his knowledge behind. Michael, even after dying, he continues to save my life. Michael smiles wistfully. Akeno, Michael, we didn't know. Michael, no, of course they didn't know because they were only thinking about you, but as I told you, with the ritual I no longer feel anything for you. Rias, no Michael, we love you. Michael, but I'm not anymore, I've already made my life, you guys continue with yours. Asia, please Michael-san, come back to us. Michael, I will never come back to you, live with your mistakes and move forward in your future. Michael, let's go Celine. They just agreed. They both teleported from there to the room where the leaders were, leaving the girls sad on the floor and crying. Surzek, excellent fight Michael. Michael, thank you Surzek. Azazel, when did you get so strong Michael? Michael, haha, I'm not alone. He said this while looking at his future wife and daughter and touching his sword. Michael, continue with my life, move forward, but I don't just want to thank you because without you I couldn't continue, thank you for everything. Miguel Azazel Surzek, thanks to you Michael Corvin. Michael, we'll see you again time, thanks. Michael retired with his wife and daughter to their home. Celine, Michael, now what does the future hold for us? Michael, I don't know the future, I only know that you are my future and I will protect that future. I love you Celine, Thank you for being with me. Celine, I love you too, Michael. Eve, Papa said it, jumping to hug his father. Michael, my little one, haha, how I love you both. They just smiled. Michael, thanks to life for giving me this new opportunity to be happy with the people I love. After what happened, I thought I would break down, but I didn't. Thanks to my friends and family, I will be better every day because of them. The past is history. I want to live my present with them and in the future. See you later.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.